Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all coming back. We got a lot to talk about. Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate y'all coming back. Today is Sunday, March the 22nd, 2026. We are entering a new week in the month of March. March is almost over, man. March flew by, man. Like, it flew by. So the year so far is flying by. It feels like we're entering springtime. You know, weather's starting to warm up, starting to get good weather. But guess what? Guess what else is warming up? The damn conflict in these markets, right? The conflict, the geopolitics, the conflicts, the markets. So on this live stream, you know, I'm pretty much going to do more commentary. I'm going to get into the commentary of what's going on, news updates, you know, what's going on out here in these streets, right? Just more commentary, you know, where we can kick it, have a little fun, but also, you know, look at real situations and tie them into the markets, tie them directly into the markets. What's up, Dusty? What's up, Darelli? Alien? What's up, Alien? What's up, Ryan? Appreciate y'all joining. All right. Make sure y'all smash that like button. If you brand new, subscribe. I can't emphasize that enough. A lot of people come to my channel, but they're not subscribing. So if you're brand new, subscribe to the channel. I offer a lot of value, right? A lot of value that you can apply and change your life, right? So what I'm currently looking at right now on the screen, I'm looking at just a few markets. I'm mainly looking at the equities, and I'm also looking at gold, Bitcoin, and oil, right? Gold, Bitcoin, and oil. So right now the equities, they have opened up bearish, right? They opened up, they gap down lower. I'm anticipating lower prices in the equities market because of all the conflict going on, right? Oil opened up a little volatile. I think oil opened up today around, let me see. Oil opened up at a $100 a barrel, and then now it's down 98. So I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But gold opened up bearish, so gold dropped down even lower, bearish. Gold trading at $4,400, 4,400. It's getting down there at a discount, right? Getting down there at a discount. Bitcoin, here we go, my crypto people. Bitcoin trading at 68,000. Remember, I got a level of 49 to 48,000 for Bitcoin. To me, that's still in the cards, right? That's still in the cards for me. What's up, Jay Manson? That ball shit, always, man, always talking that ball shit, you know, teaching y'all that ball shit so y'all can boss up your life, right? You can boss up your life. I need everybody here to boss up their lives. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get into the commentary and how does these things directly impacting the market. We're going to talk about different things, you know, whatever is relevant right now. That's pretty much what I want to discuss. And they do have a impact on these markets. So for right now, what I'm seeing from like oil and the overall market, they're staging the market for some type of event, some type of move. And here recently, you know, we had Donald J. Trump over the weekend come out and say, hey, Iran has 48 hours or we're going to, you know, we're going to be moving in. So it looks like the markets are staging for whatever the outcome may be around that. It could be some other stuff as well. We don't really know. That could be a smoke screen, but the markets are staging for big moves, right? And when I say big moves, a lot of these markets are going to come down. We already see gold falling out the sky. We see silver falling out the sky. Bitcoin starting to transcend lower, right? Oil spiking higher. Equities starting to transcend lower. So these markets are being staged. If you brand new my channel, these markets are not random. They are algorithmic. They are programmed, right? They're programmed ahead of time. And as a trader, that's what I am. So yeah, I'm going to be doing commentary, but I'm an analyst. I'm a trader, right? And I view the markets from a programmable perspective, right? I view them that they are 100% rigged. And by them being 100% rigged, people like me and others, we can take advantage of that manipulation in the market because we see that they're coded. and that's how I teach. So if y'all haven't came over to my channel, right, y'all subscribe to my channel. I've been doing a free technical analysis series. It's a continuous series of courses, right? So if you haven't came to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I'll teach you technical analysis, right? And I'm doing a continuous series. I did episode 4 last night, free course episode 4, right? So y'all tap into that and you can get this free game. Like, people have paid me, right? But then here I am also doing it for free. So if y'all haven't watched these videos, go watch them, right? They're under the courses tab. Come there. If you haven't subscribed to my Patreon, if you want to be a part of more and exclusive, more one-on-one with me, y'all tap into the Patreon, right? I can get you one-on-one kind of, and we can mentor you, kind of coach you into how I view the market. And then y'all come over here on X, right? I'm trying to work into my X. I'm trying to build my X up. So y'all come over here, subscribe to me on X. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to me on X, right? All my links are in the description, in my bio, right? So let's start over here on X, right? I want to get through some headlines. I want to get through some news headlines. A lot of things going on. We're starting a new week in the market. I'm bearish, by the way, for y'all in my Discord and y'all that follow me. I'm bearish on the equities. I'm primarily trading NASDAQ, so I'm bearish. So I'm anticipating lower prices this week. And I've been calling this for weeks now, pretty much months. But for months, I've been calling for the lower markets in price. All right, so we're going to get into that. Let's look at some headlines, right? Let's come over to my likes. Because I sit here and like shit, and then I come back and review it. All right, let's scroll through some stuff, right? So if y'all didn't see, right, ICE agents, right? ICE agents, Donald Trump said to ICE that we're supposed to be bringing ICE in for the airports. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all been to the airports lately. How are the airports? But pretty much in my area in Louisiana, yeah, the airports was into the parking garage this morning, right? So I checked my local news, and they were talking about, hey, get to the airports because the lines are out the parking garage. So recently here, you know, Donald Trump saying, hey, we're going to be bringing in ICE agents to help the TSA. Because the TSA isn't getting paid, right? Or there's something going on with that. They're not getting paid. So guess what? They got to bring in ICE to fulfill these jobs. But I think it could go left because ICE agents, I don't think ICE agents are trained like TSA agents. So it might be a little bit more aggressive. Are we going into a lockdown? Because look at this video right here. Let's check this video out. Are we going into some type of police state situation? Right? Does it get a little bit too aggressive? Because the line's already hectic, but does it get crazy? So check this out. This is what they saying. This is how it's going to be when you go to the airport now with the ICE agents. No more TSA, pure ICE agents at the airport. Let's see.
Why is this taking so long?
Back of the line for complaining.
Dude, you need to go back and book 2 seats for yourself.
Whose fucking bag is this?
I am from Somalia.
Where are you headed to?
To Quality Learning Center.
That's just my food.
Cancel his flight. This guy's a bioweapon.
I just bought this. Can I bring it in?
Now you can!
Huh?
What in the hell are you doing?
Those are just socks.
So yeah, that's how they saying that. That's how they saying the airport's gonna be at the airports now since ICE is coming in to handle the business. What's up, TZ? Shout out to you, man. What's up, Dusty? You said ICE agents will do it awesome. We gonna see, man. We gonna fucking see. Hey, this is what the internet's saying. I'm just going off what they saying. Look, ICE agents, when your belt sets off at the metal detector. Watch this. This is what they saying. You know, when your belt buckle goes off at that metal detector, this is how they gonna do you in the line. All right, that's what they saying. Hey man, that's what they saying. ICE agents in the line, right? What else we got in the news? Let's see. If y'all just join, make sure y'all hit that like button. We just getting started up. I'm just doing commentary, right? I'm doing primary commentary. Hopefully y'all vibe with me. Let's see right quick. The U.S. is running the exact same playbook on Cuba that they use in Venezuela, step by step. Watch the patterns. It's identical. Venezuela in 2026, and they're saying they're doing the same thing in Cuba right now. So that's something to look out for, right? Us doing something, but I think we kind of overextended, right? I don't know. It might be easier to take over Cuba, right? But we're doing the same exact playbook as we did Venezuela and Cuba. That's what they saying. For my crypto people, XRP will replace current financial system. We know. We heard this many times, right? It's just a waiting game, pretty much. You know, it's a waiting game. So y'all stay patient, right? I'm gonna go with some crypto as well. I'm going over the crypto market. We're gonna do that. Let me see. Breaking news: complete and total chaos in Atlanta airport right now, as wait times for the TSA stretch to well over 2 hours. So, yeah, man, this is why the TSA needs help, because of lines like this. Large crowds, man. Could y'all imagine? Or you probably been through it already. That's insane, man. That's in Atlanta, right? That's in Atlanta. Let's see. Let's scroll. Let's see what I want to see. Shell, Shell gas stations have turned into hell, right? We still got high gas prices. Breaking news: BlackRock just started liquidating all Bitcoin ahead of the U.S. futures market open, right? I can't confirm nor deny that, but you know how the internet does. But they're saying, hey, they liquidated all Bitcoin, which I can't confirm. It says they dumped 120 million in 5 minutes and keep dumping even more right now. Looks like they know more bad news. See, people will say this, and if you're part of my community, right? If you're part of my community, they saying, they're dumping Bitcoin, but they're high frequency trading, especially a company like BlackRock. They're probably dumping it, but they're probably shorting at the same time, making money and profiting, selling the market. So don't always believe the internet, right? Because they are making money on both sides of the market. China has banned OnlyFans, calling it a Western disease that causes society to decay. And I kind of agree with what's his name? Xi Jinping. Yeah, Xi Jinping. I kind of agree with him. OnlyFans is like decaying our society. We got a nation of degenerates, and we also got X-Files running the country, right? X-Files. Iran's military gears up for a big night strike, super bomb to halt Trump's Hormuz plans. Iranian media is flashing urgent signals that the army leadership is preparing something major for tonight. Nobody knows what exact details yet, but the dominant theory points to a powerful super bomb intended to scare Trump away from his planned attacks on the Strait of Hormuz. History makes this especially dangerous because Iran's past threats like this has almost always turned out to be deadly serious. So I can't confirm nor deny that, but hey, I think things are going to heat up in the middle of the night, right? Because Trump gave Iran 48 hours, right? Give them 48 hours to open up that damn Strait of Hormuz. And now we're down to 24 hours. It were actually less than 24 hours since he made that statement. So sometime in the States, right? Maybe early morning, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, something could happen. Just like when we bombed them initially, that happened like 1 or 2 in the morning. So we shall see. And you also know they like to strike at night. So we shall see. Let's see. Watch fuel shortage chaos grips the EU. Austrian gas stations under siege, right? So this is in Austria in the European Union. Slovenia introduced restrictions on fuel purchases. Drivers flooded into Austria where fuel is cheaper. Thousands of vehicles clog gas stations. Right?
Österreichische und slowenische Autofahrer.
This event is impacting everybody everywhere globally. I'm looking over in the right corner, right? In the right corner of this video, it says 1468. And they over there using euros. So you mean to tell me they playing 1468 in euros? Man, that's pretty goddamn high, right? That's not cheap at all. I mean, shit. But soon to come in the States as well. What we gonna do when we start paying $14 gas? Shit's gonna hit the fan. Right? Shit gonna hit the fan. People gonna be frustrated because people not gonna be able to go to work, right? People can't go to work if gas is that damn high. It's not affordable. It's not gonna cost you to go back into work. And I've been seeing people saying, hey, this is the pandemic 2.0, right? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. I'm just doing commentary right now. Commentary on the news. What does this say? Again, another massive line. This one was in JFK Airport, New York City. Crowds report waiting for hours in the TSA line. Let's play it. Right, look at these crowds in TSA. Hopefully you don't have to travel anytime soon. And to me, to be honest, this is a hazard, right? I think this is a severe hazard because if we got sleeper cells in the country, they setting the people up for an attack, right? If we got sleeper cells in the country, this is setting people up for a clear attack if we can't move through these lines fast enough. So we're going to see. And that's just speculation, by the way. That's not a fact or nothing. I'm just speculating on that. That's how my mind works. Because, look, I get paranoid, right? I get, you know, I don't want to be around all these people, me personally. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much going on. I don't like to be around a large crowd of people. And this right here, it'll have you going crazy. People don't know what to do. Everybody just looking crazy. TZ, you said that's per liter? Man. Look at these lines, man. This is New York City, right? New York City, as of today. So that's in New York, right? Let's see. This is how the U.S. empire collapsed. By starting a war with Iran, Washington accidentally shut down a quarter of the world's oil supply. Shipping is frozen. Gulf nations are cutting production, and global markets are in panic mode. A total Yeah. Now I've seen reports of Brent, which is something different than. Let me go pull up the Brent, right? So I don't know the ticker for Brent. Brent oil, right? So I need to go to the CME. Let's pull up the CME right quick, and I'm gonna come back to the news in a minute. But I want to compare Brent oil to the crude oil market. Let me see. Let me pull up the CME. Pull up the CME, right? And I'm gonna look for the futures contract. So whenever you come to the CME, you go to markets at the top, and then I'm gonna look for energy right there. Right. And I want to just look at the Brent because I think the Brent oil, which is impacting the Europeans, that's priced at a different price. So we got crude oil futures, right? And then we got the let me see. Brent. I guess that's it right there. Brent last day financial futures. Nah, let me see. What is it? Scroll down. That might be it right there. I never looked at the Brent oil. Brent oil products right here. Let me select that and let's see what's the future category. Futures right here. So the ticker for Brent oil is BZ, right? BZ. So I'm gonna go look this up right quick. Let's come over to the chart. Silver, gold. Let's go type this in right quick. BZ. And there it is, Brent, right here. So, okay. This is the oil market for, I guess, the Europeans. I'm not familiar with the Brent oil market, right? I don't know what's the difference. It almost looks just like the crude oil market. Let me compare the two, right? I'm gonna compare the two. So this chart right here, this is the crude oil, WTI crude oil, right? And then this market right here, it's the Brent oil market, right? So they're very similar, but the Brent is priced at $112 per, I guess, barrel. And us in the US oil, our US oil market is $98. So the Brent oil is priced significantly higher, not too much, but it's definitely higher than the American market oil, And that's because I'm assuming they're facing more economic trouble over there because they're more dependent on oil and gas. And us in the United States, well, we got reserves. We don't even use our own oil. We're using other people's oil, and we got that Venezuela oil, and we got that Afghanistan oil. I mean Iraq. We done got a lot of oil out of this world, right? We got Gulf. We got oil in the Gulf. We got oil in Alaska, right? We got Canadian oil. We got oil everywhere. But over there in the European Union, they're a little bit more, they're struggling a little bit, you know, because they're oil dependent. They don't produce oil. So they got to depend on other nations to get their oil, right? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. But I was just noticing that because I've been seeing headlines of the Brent oil, and it was talking about it opened up at over $100 and it's at 112. And then I compared it to crude, and crude was priced different. So this is the Brent oil right here. Brent as in Brent. Brent oil, which is the European oil, and then we got the U.S. oil, which is priced at $98. But I do still see it going higher. I see it going higher. Make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe if you're brand new. Let's come back over here to the news right quick. All right, so energy crisis, right? This war is fucking shit up. Alert, President Trump threatens, and this was over the weekend, I believe. Alert, President Trump threatens to nuke Iran and all its oil. Now, he didn't say that shit now. See how X, you gotta be careful. He did not threaten them. So let me read his post. If Iran doesn't fully open without a threat, the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from the... Let me zoom out. If Iran doesn't fully open without threat, the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from the exact point in time, and that was yesterday, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. I'm guessing what? I'm not sure. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. And then he thanked them. He thanked them after that. All right, let's see what this guy got to say.
Literally saying no deal to the president's demand for them to open the Strait of Hormuz. They're bad when they're offering $140,000 to join the military. Things are about to get wildly crazy as we have Iran saying no deal to the president's demand for them to open the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours. Otherwise, if they don't, people are speculating he could be meaning something like a nuke. But things are not as they appear. Like that island that was struck outside of Iran's strike zone. And it's funny enough because they're coming out saying that it wasn't us, which is starkly something reminiscent of history itself, right? Of course, we have major damage going on literally everywhere. And at the same time, the president is now saying that it could take weeks to end this conflict. But like I showed you at the beginning, it's crazy they're trying to give a $140,000 bonus for people to join the military, along with that legislation to automatically register people. Again, we know it's been like that, but they just didn't, so now it's law. Oh, and by the way, the president is very angry that NATO's refusing to help us, and it's starting to look like we're gonna have energy lockdowns all over the earth. And of course, things are gonna be more expensive for 50 days, for then 5 years of peace. Let's see, a couple weeks to stop this, a couple weeks to stop that, it goes on for years, you get it, remember? Yeah, and that's not even the half of it. I'll tell you more later. Let me know what you think. You know.
So yeah, y'all gonna take the extra. So for one, people gonna get drafted, and then for two, they're paying the extra $148,000 just to join the military. Would y'all take that if y'all was of age, right? If y'all was of age, would you take that extra $40,000 just to go fight? I don't know, man. They might convince some young people to do that, but I already know us older people, which I'm not that old, but I know these older people, they're not gonna be like, nah, we ain't taking that shit. And also, NATO, right? NATO ain't coming to the American aid like they have in the past, right? NATO is not coming to help America like they did in the past. You know why? Because they didn't, from what I'm understanding, we haven't included NATO in some of our decision making. So we just gonna go ahead and flat out attack Iran and not even consult with the NATO nations, the European nations. So it's like, motherfucker, we didn't consent to this. Now y'all got our energy prices going up. So no, we can't really engage this. And then we got to worry about Iran on our flank. I mean, not Iran. We got to worry about Russia on our flank. We got to worry about energy crisis. We got to worry about migrants. So yeah, we didn't consult the NATO nations on what we just did, right? We didn't consult them. So now they was like, no, motherfucker, you didn't consult us, so we're not coming to your aid, right? So that's what's going on. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, right? I'm just doing some general commentary, and I'm trying to tie this commentary with the current events. I'm trying to tie it into the markets, right? So that's my little theme I'm doing whenever I do these, right? So we got 1% control the world, 4% are puppets, 90% are asleep, 5% know what is going on and are trying to wake up the 90%. The 1% don't want the 5% waking up the 90%. Right, I feel like I'm probably in the 5%, right? I'm probably the 5%, and just me doing this alone. I ain't trying to wake nobody up. I'm just trying to educate. I'm kind of neutral. I like to stay neutral because at the end of the day, it's about money, and you can get caught up. Man, look at Jeff Bezos' eye. Y'all notice that? Look at his eye. Look at the eye on the right, and then look at the eye on the left. You know what I'm saying? Look at the eye on the right, look at the eye on the left. That's crazy, right? But yeah, for my traders, right? For my traders, if you know, you know. Like if you haven't been through the process of trading, you You got your trading plan. You're the trader, right? Your trading plan is heavy, right? And then your emotions kick in, and look what your emotions will do to you. It'll fuck you up, damn near to death, right? Your emotions will kill you. That's what this picture is telling me. Your emotions in trading will kill you, because look what's above your head. If you drop that on yourself, you can die, right? So that's what your emotions, it'll make you feel like that. Iran posts Lego Trump sweating as Navy attacks tankers and warships. So Iran got their propaganda going on, right? So Iran clapping right back. So it's definitely a propaganda war going on. So let's check it out. Iran propaganda, right? Propaganda. That's from Iran. It's an illusion. They're pretty much saying, hey, y'all don't know what y'all fucking with. They was using yacht boats as suicide drones. So, hey. You know what I'm saying? And then I also think, I'm not sure, but I also think in real life, I think America has miscalculated the capabilities of Iran, because now what I'm seeing, Iran, which I think we always knew this, but the Europeans are nervous. The European nations, they're nervous because Iranian missiles can reach out and touch every part of Europe, right? So it's like, y'all brought us in this situation and we don't really have no defense systems that can stop Iranian missiles from hitting our countries, right? Y'all drug us in this and we cannot defend ourselves properly against Iranian missiles. And we're talking about the European nations. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's a wait and see thing. How does this play out? But you can see that Strait of Hormuz is blocked, it's blockaded, and every day that goes by, it's going to get harder and harder on the economy. And it's like, to me, there's no way out of this. There's no way out of it. There's no way out of it, man. There's no way out of it. So y'all might as well just buckle up your seatbelt. We're going through world history, right? We're going through world history. Let me read the comments. Dusty said, that's a fucking joke. It's an illusion. Said, this is crazy. We'll see. Iranian parliament speaker just told every pension fund, sovereign wealth fund, and retail investor on earth, we monitor your portfolios. This is your final notice, right? So I can't confirm nor deny this. He said U.S. Treasury bonds are soaked in Iranian blood and are purchasing them equals purchasing a strike on your headquarters. Man, they talking that big shit. This isn't rhetoric. Iran already proved it, right? 3 amazing data centers bombed in the Gulf last week. So 3 Amazon data centers, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle, Palantir on Iran's official target list. U.S. bank branches in Gulf states attacked. Bond safe haven trade broken. Treasuries falling 3 straight weeks. Yep. 10-year yield 4.37%, highest since July of 2025. The U.S. Treasury market is now worth $36 trillion. Last time I thought it was like 39. Iran just told the world that every dollar in it is a weapon and every holder is a combatant. So Iran speaking on some shit that, isn't necessarily bombs. They're talking about the financial system. $27 billion in 3 weeks of war with Iran. The U.S. is drowning in financial crisis, and it's only been 3 weeks, and we already printed $27 billion for the war, and it's going to keep counting. So y'all get ready. TZ. And we don't know what meetings the EU is having with Iran. TZ. Yep. Yeah, man. It looks like we're on our own with this one, TZ. It looks like we're on our own with this one. We got Israel. It's us and Israel, but we looking at the European nations like, hey, where the coalition at? They saying, nah, not this time. We actually sick of you motherfuckers, right? We're tired of fighting these pointless wars and we ain't making no progress. So, we don't know what kind of deals are getting done behind our black doors, behind our back. Let's see what this guy has to say. And if y'all just joined, make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, right? Subscribe. I'm just doing general commentary, right? I'm just reporting the news and having a little fun doing it. So let's see what this dude is talking about.
I'm truly just waiting for the day that you guys wake up and realize that all of this shit happening around the world is fucking planned. Every country in the world is working together to create a new world order. New world order, one world government, one world agenda. Project Bluebeam, it's all fucking happening. I love that you guys still think I'm crazy, But at this point, you're just retarded, because if you can't see it now, your fucking pineal gland is so calcified through the tap water, the fucking fluoride in your toothpaste, the fucking heavy metals in your deodorants, you're not detoxing the chemtrails or the vaccines. You have quite literally calcified your pineal gland to the point where you literally can't see fucking truth. You don't have discernment, and at this point, if you're not already awake, you're probably gonna go schizo, because we're at the point where AI is indistinguishable from reality. And you've already seen it. Benjamin Netanyahu 3 fucking times used AI to prove that he's still alive. Whether he's alive or not, he's in a fucking bunker. They are still using the technology to see if they can convince you retards that people are actually dying, or these elites are actually going to be persecuted or killed, but they'll just fake their deaths. They're not even human beings. They're fallen fucking angels. They're reptilians. They're not human. Share the fuck out of this. Help wake people up. Let's fucking take back our reality, our sovereignty, and our freedom from these demonic Satan-worshipping fucking pedophiles.
I mean, shit, he done touched on every topic, and he did that in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So he done touched on every little conspiracy theory. You know, he done touched it on it all. So, hey, man, shout out to that man. I might have to subscribe to him. Let's see. The nuclear war is already planned. The question is whether they will follow through. So far, they have, right? So, yeah, man, they got their bunkers. We've been knowing they've been building bunkers for years, right? For years. Urgent. Now, this right here, to me, is critical right here. This is super critical. But urgent and breaking news. Iran threatens to target the underwater cables providing global connectivity in the Persian Gulf in retaliation for a possible U.S. attack on its power plants. Such an action will cause a widespread disruption on communications, making any connection impossible. The impact would be global, touching both Africa, Europe, and Asia, since our access to the network relies on these strategic infrastructures that are underwater cables. So we're talking about the internet. We're talking about the internet, right? They're talking about if we get attacked in 48 hours, we're going to do the most extreme shit, and we're going to knock out. And that's why Europe and the NATO nations ain't coming to our aid neither. They probably know this, right? They probably know, like, you know, they're already fucking up the oil supply, but if they take out the internet, everything goes down, right? And if y'all don't know, the internet, the cables that are the internet, they're under the ocean. There's a network of cables underneath the ocean. They're deep in the ocean, and that is what connects us to the World Wide Web, right? The World Wide Web is a physical thing as well. It's the lines of the internet. And some conspiracies say these lines. Now, the rabbit hole goes deep with these under. You know, I'm not gonna go into the rabbit hole tonight, but I'm just gonna make mention of it. The rabbit hole goes deep with these underwater cables, and some speculate that these cables been here for thousands of years. So I'm just leave that there with y'all. Some say these cables probably been here for thousands of years, and we're still utilizing these cables in the internet. So how old is the internet? So that's something to scratch your head with, right? That's something to just think about. But Iran is threatening to blow up these underwater cables if we make a move. And that's going to knock out Europe, Africa, and Asia offline, right? So, yeah, man. That also, whenever you knock them offline, you're fucking up the global trade. You're fucking up everything. You're fucking up networks and systems that businesses and corporations need to operate. So I guess we're going to be using Starlink here shortly. If they start going to war, blowing up these cables, you better believe Starlink and satellite internet, that's going to be a bigger thing, because people going to need to stay connected. What's up, Texas Plates? Dusty said money is going to be crazy. We going to see, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if y'all brand new, subscribe, right? TZ, everything will go over satellite, but not enough capacity. I believe that, TZ. I believe that. Ryan, that's another rabbit hole for the reset for XRP to take over. Could be, man. If these things, I can just sit here and say, hey, look at all these scenarios, but we don't know what's going to be the catalyst, right? That could well be the catalyst for you know, and yeah, that's going to knock out the banking systems, right? So them blowing up cables under the water, that's going to knock out them banking systems. So yeah, man, look, breaking news. Iran vice president, Israel in the Gulf countries, store water and charge your phones within 48 hours. So we talking about blackouts, you know, blackouts. Look, 2020, right? In 2020, we had masks on. In 2026, we trying to put the mask back on so we can be blinded by the gas prices, right? Breaking, Brent crude oil prices rise above $114. Most people don't seem to realize this, but if we ended the Federal Reserve, we wouldn't need an income tax. Imagine that. You'll still receive your same salary, but the only tax will be a sales tax on non-essential items you buy. That's all you need to fund the government. The only thing was the whole thing was a scam to rip us off from the start. And yeah, we sitting here submitting to it, right? Everybody that's employed in this live stream, right? We paying tax. You're getting taxed by the Fed, Social Security, state tax, sales tax. We just getting taxed to death and we sitting here taking it, right? We just sitting here just, each and one of y'all, everybody in here, we all just taking it, right? Not trying to be too graphic. Pause, right? Pause. Iran has threatened to strike de-escalation Iran has threatened to strike desalination infrastructure across the Middle East if Trump attacks his power plants. So desalination supplies roughly 90% of Kuwait's drinking water and around 70% of Saudi Arabia's drinking water. So that's a big deal, right? This place that they're saying desalination, right? They're threatening to blow this shit up and it's going to take out, you know, they need water in the Middle East. They already scarce of water. They need that. Let's see. Zionist Khazarian homeland, right? So, you know, this gets into the Rothschild family, right? Why did I say this? I think I'm about to get flagged, right? I should never say the name. Don't say their name on YouTube. But this is one of those families, right? This is one of those families that formed Jekyll Island, right? Those families. Breaking. Just in, Visa is now hiring crypto engineers. So that's interesting. The world is going to go digital. We know, right? It's just I'm so fed up because it's taking so long. But you see, they got to pull us into other conflicts before we can get the resolution. Let's see. This is the current shipping traffic right now in the Strait of Hormuz, right? 24 hours, right? In 24 hours, no traffic flowing through. These dots that are moving, that's shipping traffic. And that strait is layered with landmines and there's no movement. The worst disease in the world today is pharmaceutical corruption. So yeah, if you look at the World Health Organization, they're talking about like nuclear war, and you better believe if there's a nuclear war and there's fallout, meaning not everybody is impacted by the direct blast, right? But a lot of people are gonna be impacted by radiation, and if radiation starts to fall out, guess who's coming in to save the day and go ahead and finish you off, right? It's gonna be Big Pharma, right? They're gonna go ahead and finish you off with the radiation, the pharmaceutical. So, Iranian military to Trump's threats. If our power plants are struck, we will strike all energy and water. Okay, we already just went over that. So they're threatening to strike that. All right. Y'all remember this guy right here? You know, y'all remember this guy? Let's see what he has to say. You know, King Vale, right? Let's see what he has to say.
So I'm going to tell you what's going on, right? Because all these newbie wannabes that came out 10 years after me want to act like they all know about crypto and shit now. There's a bunch of wannabes, right? So basically, just like how they had the Russia and the Ukraine war, right? Russia and Ukraine war, Bitcoin went down crazy. What was it, to like 15K? And then after that, Bitcoin just went up for like 2 years straight, right? So Bitcoin went up from like 15K, what was it, to all the way 126K. So it was like 15K to 64K, then the small correction, then back to 126K, and now we back to the same situation, small correction, right back to 68K. I think it's gonna drop more because of what's going on with the global geopolitical conflict escalating. So I think that right now Bitcoin might continue to go down. I would say the lowest maybe 40K, but it's not gonna last long down there.
All right, we get it. He thinks Bitcoin is gonna come down. We get it. Let me see. What's up, Lenny? Appreciate y'all joining. If y'all just join us, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Right, hit that like button. I need y'all to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's see. Yeah, we already know China prepared. You know, China is on standby, right? I showed a video a few weeks ago, last week. China, they're prepared. A lot of they're prepared for warfare. That's according to their people, their president. Let me see. Why do we have to pay? Let's hear this guy on his point about paying taxes, right?
If the
paying taxes.
Fed can just print money for the government, willy-nilly, then why do we have to pay taxes if they can just print money at will? I know it's a stupid question, but this next video is going to make you realize just how important that question is and why you need to start asking it of all the politicians.
If inflation isn't theft, then why can't people counterfeit money?
If they can just print money, why do we pay taxes?
Wow.
If inflation is not theft and we can just print money and we don't have enough money, we can just print more money and give everyone that doesn't have enough money. Why don't we just do that instead of paying taxes? Inflation is legal counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is criminal inflation. So central banking is a coordinated currency counterfeiting cartel that runs the world. It's a band-aid. You know what Milton Friedman said about inflation is that it's just like alcoholism. The good effects come early, right? You print the money, you have the drink, you feel good. The hangover comes later. The same is true of inflation. Every time the crisis comes, you have to print exponentially more money because there are exponentially more liabilities in the system from the last round of printing. And so this is why it's unsustainable, and this is why it always culminates in hyperinflation. Because the central bank has not only the precedent, but also the incentive to continue printing the money until the currency hyperinflates into worthlessness.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. And that's what we covering over here, right? I'm just going through X. If y'all just joining, I'm just doing some commentary on the current news and events. I'm getting people's opinions, commentary, etc. And then we're going to blend it in. How do we tie this into the markets, right? I'm going to look at the markets here shortly. I'm going to cover crypto, pretty much everything. I cover everything pretty much. Let's see. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Trump put out an ultimatum to Iran. He said, open the Straits of Hormuz or the USA will start blowing up critical infrastructure within Iran. Iran immediately gave a response to this, and they said, any critical infrastructure that you strike in Iran, we will strike all across the Middle East in all of your allies. This is the point of no return, right? Oil prices are high because the Straits of Hormuz are shut down. If they open them up, they can just turn the oil back on, it will flow, price will fall. If Trump begins striking critical infrastructure, such as the oil refineries, power plants, desalination plants, Iran said they will react in kind. This is the point of no return because then there's no way to just turn the oil back on. This will force energy prices through the roof. Oil will immediately skyrocket, and there will be no bringing it back down for years because it will take years to rebuild that infrastructure to get the oil to flow again. I don't know who the fuck talked fucking Trump into this, but this is absolute fucking insanity. Like, it's literally 2 hours before his 48-hour deadline, he's like, we've completely destroyed Iran's military capabilities. And it's like, then who the fuck is shooting fucking missiles at everybody? You have not. He's like, we blew up their whole Air Force. They never had an Air Force. They didn't build their defenses in that manner. They watched everybody else get toppled. They're like, your Air Force doesn't matter. They took all their fucking ballistic missiles, stuck it all underground. The missiles from Iran haven't stopped coming in because we can't hit them. They're too deeply dug in and spread out around the country. Monday night, that's the fucking deadline here. He said, from this exact point, which makes it 7:40 p.m. DC time, that's where this all goes to a place where it cannot be brought back from. I kind of honestly thought it'd take longer than this, but I guess that's what we're doing. And the 48 hours, it kind of makes sense. It lines up with the initial estimates of how many interceptor missiles we had. They said we could survive for like, we would have enough interceptor missiles in stock for approximately, like, I think I heard 22 days to 30 days. Well, that's about where that 48 hour lines out. So it makes sense that they would be, and the missiles that Iran shot at Israel last night, they came in, the video of them, not a single interceptor went up for them. So that would make sense that the interceptors that they've run out of them, mainly the radar stations are gone. So like the THAAD interceptors, they're saying those don't even work anymore because there's no guidance for them. And we can't take out Iran's guidance systems because they are being fed that intel by the Russian and Chinese that are fucking sitting right there with ships, right? And we can't touch them, otherwise that's full on fucking World War III. That's Russia and China handing us back our own medicine that we've been feeding them. Like, that's what we've been doing to Russia and Ukraine, right? We feed Ukraine all the targeting information. That's how Ukraine's been able to use our same thing, our weapons to strike in Russia. And now Russia is giving that back to us. That's how Iran is hitting pinpoint fucking targets, because Russia and China are feeding them real-time information. This is a full fucking shit show. Full fucking shit show, completely off the rails, fucking retarded. So prepare yourselves however you see fucking necessary. Everybody's situation is different. Good luck to you all. Good luck to us all. Good luck to the world, because this isn't just affecting our economy. The global oil price of...
You know what? I probably can't play that video because of the music. I've been getting flagged lately. So let me move on. But I agree with that. I agree with him. You know what I'm saying? I agree with him. So let me go ahead and move on, right? The music. Goddamn music. It just dawned on me. But if y'all just join, I appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, right? Subscribe. 82,000 U.S. homes foreclosed in just 60 days. The bloodbath is accelerating. The new numbers just dropped, and they're not slowing down. In January, there was 42,000 homes foreclosed. February, 40,000. And together, 82,000 in just 60 days, right? So let's see what this lady has to say. Economic times, y'all. It's that time.
Bad economic news for you, and then I have worse economics for you. I did a post last month reporting January 2026 home foreclosure numbers, and the articles labeled them as a, quote, foreclosure bloodbath, end quote, and said that home foreclosures in the United States were going to get worse. Well, today is March 14th, 2026, and I have February home foreclosure numbers. Hi, my name's Christina. I have a master's degree in business. And if you find this post sad but informative, please like, comment, follow, and share. It is extremely important that you know what is going on in the U.S. economy, because it does affect you personally. In January, it was over 42,000 homes that were foreclosed on, which is the highest it had been in years. February 2026, 40,534 properties were foreclosed on in the United States in 2026. The top two states are Nevada and Delaware. Florida is also in a top foreclosure area. That is over 92,000 homes closed just in 2 months in 2026. If you think, that doesn't sound so bad, or Biden did it. No, foreclosures are people who couldn't pay 120 days. That means it's a Trump issue. It also means it's because people have lost their jobs, they're underemployed, or they're 1 in 4 people that have been unemployed for 27 weeks or longer. Expect every single month to have high home foreclosure rates. This is a direct sign of an economy collapsing. These were before the U.S. versus Iran war.
So there you go. Those are signs of an economy collapse. And you already know with automation, AI, things like that, people are being replaced by the work, in the workforce. Layoffs are happening drastically and people are getting foreclosed on their homes, right? So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Iranian attacks have taken Qatar's facilities offline, the source of roughly 30% of the world's helium supply. Helium is essential for chip manufacturing, MRI machines, and fiber optics. Superconductor CEOs are now warning that 14% of output. So this whole shit is it is a global collapse, right? This whole thing is wiping out, it's affecting different industries. It's affecting different markets. It's affecting the planet. This one little strategic area in the Middle East is really impacting everything. So it's crazy, man. And Europe is really getting hit hard, but everybody is taking the impact, right? Maybe we should all move to South America or fucking somewhere in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to go places where, we might have to take a different standard of living, but damn, bro, it's getting rough out here, man. It's getting rough. Global water crisis, even the water supply. The water ain't safe, right? The entire Gulf water supply is about to collapse and nobody is panicking yet, right? No desalination, no drinking water, no agriculture, no hospitals. So we talking about famine, right? If the water supply gets damaged, we talking about a major famine, which that comes with war. We already know world wars bring famines. So, yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. The biggest lockdown since COVID is coming, right? This is what they saying. The biggest lockdown since COVID is coming. Let me click on this. They're not going to warn you until it's too late. This is not about the war. This is about what the war is doing to your life. Here's the domino chain nobody is talking about. Oil goes to 110, 150, 175 a barrel. You already know I'm calling for $200 a barrel for oil. Airlines start cutting flights. That's happening now. United just cut 5% this week. Their CEO is planning for 175 barrel oil through the end of 2027. Trucking costs explode. I seen a truck driver pay over $1,000 to fill up his tank of fuel, when in the past it was taking like 500. 500 was crazy. 500 to fill up a 18-wheeler was crazy, but now they're spending $1,000 to fill up their fucking fuel tanks, right? Every product is in every store gets more expensive once the fuel costs for trucks go up. Fertilizer starts moving through the Hormuz. So, we got a lot of fertilizers that the world needs for food. Farmers pay more, food costs more. Gas goes to $5, $6, $7 a gallon, which we already seen that in the UK. You start driving less. Then government starts telling you to drive less. Japan is rationing fuel right now. South Korea is rationing fuel right now. Bangladesh, Philippines, and all I would say Asia countries, they're rationing fuel. Australia's government is telling people to avoid non-essential journeys. Wait till that comes to America, because if you're in America, you gotta have a car unless you're in New York City, right? Unless you're in New York City or a foot city, you gotta have a car in America, right? And wait till our governments are saying, hey, only travel to essential locations. That sounds kind of like COVID mentality. Essential workers, put your mask on. This is exactly what they said in COVID. Yep. Avoid non-essential travel, work from home, only go out for essential purposes. They called it a health measure in 2020. They will call it an energy measure in 2026. The result is the same. You do not leave your house without permission, and they will call it a lockdown. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. Breaking news, right? This is the energy lockdown has started. This is an energy lockdown map, right? And all the highlighted yellow places is where oil in a scenario is over $175 per barrel, right? So I guess Canada's gonna be good. Some places, where can we go where we're not infected by this, right? But pretty much all nations. Let me see. Let's keep going. We're gonna be riding. Yeah, we're gonna be riding horses and fucking. We're gonna be riding horses pretty soon. This was interesting to me. Shall we have this conversation, right? So shall we have this conversation? You already know this island right here, this infamous island. What if this island was like pretty much designed this way, right? What if it's really designed this way and very luxurious underneath the earth, right? Tunnels and shit. What if this island was like this, where you had like these private quarters and I'm sure there's a lot that we don't fucking know, right? It's crazy, right? Let me keep going, and I'm gonna come to the charts in a minute. This right here, these oil and gas are in everything, right? Pretty much oil and gas is in everything. So every product that you can imagine was created by some type of oil byproduct, right? So let's look at some of these things that oil is directly connected to. So if you want to build a home, right, an outlet, a surface cover, right, oil base, a paintbrush, oil base, extension cords made from oil, things made from oil. This list represents a fraction of the common everyday products, right? Everything that you can imagine in modern society is made from oil, right? We need some other products. Look at everything that's made from oil: Ziploc bags, toys, glasses, shoes, fishing hooks, right? Soccer balls, cameras, CDs, cosmetics, makeups for my ladies that y'all wear makeups, perfumes for the men and women. Everything is made from oil byproducts. Umbrellas, right? Chairs, band-aids, car seats, paper towels. Everything is made from oil. So if the oil is being locked down, that's a crisis, right? That's a crisis. That means a lot of those manufacturers, they're not going to be able to produce a lot of these items if they can't get their proper oil supply in. Right? Just scrolling. Shout out to my guy right here, Keith D. He always has an interesting take. What is he saying? He's talking about the Japan connection. Let's see. I pretty much covered everything for the most part, man. For the most part. Let me see before I move on. Yeah, I thought this was interesting right here. Pentagon advances, right? Pentagon advances plans for U.S. troops inside Iran. The United States is accelerating deployment of approximately 8,000 additional Marines and sailors to the Middle East. So it's going down, right? And they're utilizing their amphibious units, right? So look at some of these jobs some of these Marines have to do, right? I know I couldn't do this shit, not in the middle of the ocean. You gotta be a different type of individual to get in a tank in the middle of the ocean, right? What if that thing sinks? Anybody in the military been in one of these? I want to know in the chat. Anybody that's been in the military, have y'all been in one of these? Right? This is crazy right here to me, but hey, they're getting ready to send them. They're getting ready to send them in. Make sure y'all smash that like button for me, subscribe. Dusty, you say they're scary. Now what they're trying to do is they're gonna have to do a land invasion, right? They're trying to take over an island over there. And to take the island in one of these, that shit crazy, man. It's crazy. Crazy job. Look at this shit, just floating in the middle of the ocean. So that's actual footage from them over there. They're doing drills and training, right? That's them over there doing drills and training, doing drills and training. Look at the past uniforms compared to the new uniforms, right? Times have changed, right? Well, the forefathers, right? Well, what would they be saying of today? What if the old forefathers see a modern day soldier, right? And they gonna be like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? What the hell? They'll probably just be like, what is this? They probably didn't even envision that. That's crazy, right? Let me see. What else we got? So they're pretty much saying Skynet is real. So they're talking about putting artificial intelligence in the nuclear weapons, right? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about the Terminator, the movie, Skynet. I already think Skynet is real. I always reference Skynet. But they're talking about putting AI in the nuclear warheads. And if that, why would we even consider that, right? Let's play this video right quick. I want to get y'all take on it. Let me play this video.
Stated the Sentinel is the new upgrade at a cost of $130 billion. But what makes it different, and why could progress also bring you problems? At first glance, the Sentinel seems like a major leap forward. The heavy steel body of the Minuteman III is being replaced with a lighter carbon fiber casing. It comes with advanced guidance systems and a fully digital control network. It's smarter, faster, and designed to stay in service well into the 2080s. But here's the catch. The Minuteman III was an analog system. Its communication links ran through buried cables instead of wireless networks. To hack it, someone would literally have to dig up the wires near the control center, and even then, guessing which missile silo they connected to would be nearly impossible. The Sentinel, on the other hand, is fully digital and networked. It introduces automation and elements of artificial intelligence, improving efficiency but also exposing new vulnerabilities, that is, the digital ones. In theory, even the most secure system server can be targeted by hackers. That's why some experts argue the old analog Minuteman might still be the most hack-proof weapon ever built.
So yeah, man, like the traditional systems, they're pretty much impossible to hack. But if we start utilizing AI and wireless connections with nuclear warheads, I mean, the AI might decide, hey, we're gonna.
As stated, the Sentinel is the new upgrade forward.
But yeah, man, I thought that was interesting. Let's see, scrolling through the news headlines, things that are interesting, and then I'm gonna get to the markets here shortly, right? This is how, check this out. This is how the bankers enslaved the people. Let's check this out, right? This dollar, I guess currently today, this dollar right here on the left, this is a silver dollar, today can buy 27 gallons of gas, 25 gallons of milk, and 50 dozen eggs. And this paper dollar right here on the right, it can buy 27 cents gallons of gas, 25 cents gallons of milk, and probably a half dozen eggs, right? Bankers use inflation to steal your wealth. Bankers love slavery. Assuming silver, and this picture right here is assuming silver is at $100 an ounce. And we almost touched, we got close to $100, right? So yeah, man, put it in perspective. Put it in perspective. What else we got? What else we got? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody joining. If you're brand new, subscribe. If you're brand new, subscribe. Let me see. What else we got? What we got? My crypto people. Right? Let me show you right quick. My crypto people. This is y'all right now, right? This is the crypto people. I'm a crypto person, so I'm just joking when I say y'all. But crypto right now, people going from gold. They ran from the gold and they went to the gold silver bull run over here on the left, and they start gambling in oil. So they jumping in different markets because crypto is boring and dry right now. But look at crypto down here at the bottom, right? Crypto is these fancy ass Lamborghinis, and they got a bunch of dust on them. So yeah, crypto people got to jump around, right? We got to jump around. Got to jump around in different markets, right? X is pretty funny, man. X is a funny platform. X, you know, it's a lot going on over here, right? The United States is preparing to deploy elements of the 82nd Airborne. So this is a real thing, y'all. This is a real thing. They're about to deploy that. Well, they have deployed the 82nd Airborne. So this is another job that's crazy. Who convinced you to jump out of a plane at 18, right? I'm not jumping out no goddamn plane. It's not for me, right? It's not for me. And they're probably, I don't know. Are they getting paid? They're probably getting paid like $40,000 a year to do this, bro. It's crazy. Look at this shit right here, jumping out the plane. Shout out to people that have done it. If you've done it, you one crazy motherfucker. But you know, you can't convince me to jump out no plane, right? And the motherfucking enemy can shoot directly at me. So it's like, why would I ever do that? Dust, you said get extra jump play. Hell nah, fuck that shit. No. Right. So that's gonna be it for X for now. Like I said, if y'all haven't joined me on X, y'all come over here. I should be seeing my notifications light up. So if y'all haven't signed up for X yet, come over here, come to X. And this is where I'll be posting my trading, right? I'm over here giving my trading. I talk about mostly trading over here. Let's come over here to the markets right quick, right? Let's come sift through the markets. Right now, I'm looking at the US dollar. Daily time frame. Let me go out to the weekly on the dollar. Now I got to switch my mode right quick. I got to go from commentary of news. Now I got to go into analytical mode. So I got to get warmed up. I got to start the engine. So I did a live stream last night, and if you come to my ex, right, I'm doing free lessons, right? Free lessons. And I went live last night. I did a free lesson, the habits every trader should have over the weekend, pretty much, right? So y'all go check that out. I got a playlist. It's continuous, so I'm gonna be dropping new live streams of videos to this. So y'all come check that out. That's a free course, 2026, if y'all want to learn how to read the markets, technical analysis, right? And also, if you want to sign up to my Patreon, y'all click the link in the description. Y'all can sign up to Patreon. I got lessons and I got mentorship, right? So y'all can sign up for that. Let's come over to the dollar. The dollar currently, it closed bearish last week, right? This is a weekly time frame. It closed bearish, it dropped down, right? And now we have gapped open higher. So from where we closed on Friday and where we opened up right here on Sunday, there's a gap in price. Go down to the daily. And there it is on the daily. You can see that gap. So right now on the dollar, I'm kind of indecisive. Like I said, these markets are being staged. They're being staged for some type of event. And that event is, we got 48 hours. We're going to see here. I think this week, to end the month, going into the end of March, going into April, we're going to start seeing the fireworks, right? We're going to start seeing the fireworks. And I think they're going to start this week right here. So these markets could be very volatile in the upcoming weeks. And I think this is just the beginning of what we're going to see to come, right? So the dollar right now is it's rallying. I want to be bullish on the dollar, but anything can spark anything. So right now I'm bullish on the dollar. I want to see it come up higher. And if we come up higher, I want to see it reach for this level over here to the left, which is about 101. Right, I'm expecting the worst, y'all. I don't pray for the worst. That might be a fucked up way of the thinking. I pray for the best, but these people are psychotic. We got some evil, psychotic motherfuckers in the world, so they want to see us be pushed to the brink. But I can see the dollar coming up higher, rallying, taking out this high right there, and coming up to this level up here. That's about 101, right? $101. Let's look at the equities. Let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 has opened up bearish for the week, right? I just went over this last night if y'all missed it. But look, we opened up bearish and we took out this low. This was a target for me for the S&P 500 right there. We took out sell side and it's very heavy, very heavy. I'm expecting that, man. I think this is the week, y'all. 48 hours, 24 now. We got 24 hours. I think this is the week right here where this market kind of like just fades into the abyss, right? It starts to roll. Right? Look at all the narratives that I'm showing and highlighting to y'all. Look at all the narratives that I'm highlighting and showing to y'all. I can see the dollar or the week. The S&P 500 starting to roll and coming lower. I already marked off levels. I got a weekly BISI over here on the right. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right here. I can see us trade down to that level right there. The rally, we finally gonna rip the band-aid off. Just might, man. Look at the narratives. Look how the buildup is going on right now, and you can see what the markets. Look how the markets are reacting. I think the band-aid might get ripped off. Right? We've been losing trillions of dollars each week for the past 4 weeks in these markets. I'm talking about trillions, not billions, trillions in the traditional market. And it's time to rip that band-aid off. But guess what? Me and my team, me and my people, me and my community, we gonna be in there taking advantage of these shorts. Right, we're gonna take advantage of these sell-offs, and if y'all want more information, y'all tap in. Right, you better tap in. If y'all just join and subscribe, do not come to my channel and not at least hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, S&P. I'm not gonna go too deep into like intraday price action. I might save one market to do that, but I'm forecasting what I'm looking at on this weekly. I'm forecasting, and I want to see it come down. See, we already took out a significant low, right? But I want to see it come down and take out these lows right here. See these lows? Sell side liquidity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these lows right here. This is the S&P 500. And I want to see it come down to roughly about 6,300 right there. Right, it's currently 6,500. So yeah, that's the S&P. Come draw to the liquidity. So I'm only looking for shorts if I was trading this market. Let's come over here to the NASDAQ. Zoom in a little closer. Let's go down to the weekly. similar, real similar to the S&P. So you already got the S&P rolling over, trying to slip and go lower. Boom, right there. S&P 500 took out its key low, right? It finally took out that low from November, right? It's been a long time. We've been stuck in a consolidation for a very long time. Y'all get ready for a low resistance run, y'all in the Discord. Low resistance liquidity run. You can see, boom, just like the S&P 500. Do I need to go compare? This is the NASDAQ. This is the S&P 500. See? Now let's come back to the NASDAQ. So for the NASDAQ, similar thing I want to see. I want to see it come down. Come take out these lows right here, right? Sell side liquidity. That's where pending orders are in the market. I'm only looking for shorts as a day trader. I'm only looking for shorts. And then look over here. This gap in price right here. That's a BISI, buy side imbalance. Sell side inefficiency. Do we get that this week? Probably not, unless something crazy happens. But I'm targeting these levels right here for a draw on liquidity. Yes, pain in the market, right? But we're going to be looking for profits, right? We're going to be looking for profits. So if I compare both markets, this is the NASDAQ. Now let's come to the S&P. S&P, don't they look very similar, right? S&P 500, NASDAQ, right? Very similar. I primarily trade the NASDAQ. And if I'm not trading the NASDAQ, I'm trading the S&P. But one more market to make a trio would be the Dow Jones. Let's go down to the weekly on the Dow Jones. And you can see the Dow Jones even heavier than both of those markets. Even way more heavier than both of those markets. It's on its way to come take out this low right here, sell side liquidity, right? Dow Jones on his way to come take out sell side liquidity right there. That's a target. It already took out this low right here on the last week. This low right here, it took out that low. The next target will be that low right there. If we go below that low, right, zoom in a little bit. We got a small little gap in here, right? Small little gap. But if we come any lower, we're going to trade into this, or we're going to come for this right here. So that's the Dow Jones. We highlight this low right here. Dow Jones currently trading at 45,700, right? It's coming off a high of 50,600. So here we are, sell side. The Dow Jones is actually leading all indexes. It's the leader out of the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. It's moving faster, right? So it's on the downgrade faster than these other markets. Let's look at, like I said, let's look at oil, which is a commodity. The primary fucking market that's impacting everything right now, oil. It's consolidating. It's currently trading at $98 a barrel. Oil to me is being staged, is waiting for 48 hours. It's waiting to see how we react when we go over there and target that strategic location. Let me show you the island right quick. Let me come over here. I'm gonna come back to oil. So this is the world map, right? And then you remember I just showed you that video of the amphibious forces for America. So I've been watching the news, right? I've been watching the news. So we got our amphibious forces out here somewhere in this part of the Gulf right here, right? And this is the Strait of Hormuz right here. This little point from right here, Strait of Hormuz. This right here is being blocked. This little section of waterway, I think they said is about 21 miles. About 21 miles of stretch is being blocked, and it's fucking up the whole supply chain. But United States, if they go in, right? If they go in, they're trying to take this island right here, right? It's deep off in here. They're trying to go in with ground forces, Marines, to take this island right here. It's called the Kark Island, right? And you can see what's clearly on this island, right? You see what's on this island. Let's zoom in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We got silos, right? Silos where I don't know if they refine them, but they probably store oil. So we're going to have to go in by helicopter. We're going to have to go in by amphibious forces to come in and take this piece of land right here, right? Here goes a port, right? Port. If you zoom in, I'm from Louisiana, so I'm very familiar with these facilities, right? This is where ships can pull up right here. This is a dock, right? Ships can pull up to this dock and they can pump oil directly from these silos, right? They can pump oil from land on this island all the way out here to the ocean where the ships will dock and that the oil tankers will get filled up. So this is a strategic island for the U.S. They need to go take this, right? If they take this, they say they can open up the Strait of Hormuz. That's what they're saying. Now, how they're going to do that? You know, I know we got some sophisticated forces. I know we got Palantir. We got a lot of sophisticated shit. But I think if ground troops take this island, they're going to be sitting targets because it's not like we're trying to invade the mainland. And that's also why we need some extra help. We need some extra help too, because if we do it by ourselves, you know, a lot of American troops are going to perish, right? Unfortunately, that's war. A lot of people are going to perish if we try to go take this island by ourselves, because it's going to trap our soldiers on these islands. And we already seen the missile capabilities that Iran has. We don't know where all their missile silos are because they're deep underground. We don't know where they all are. So look at all the mountainous regions, and they could have a fucking missile somewhere in these mountains somewhere, and it can target these islands right here. So people will be a sitting duck. Marines will be a sitting duck. So I don't know how they're going to pull that off, man. I don't know what they're going to do. That's just what's being talked about right now. So don't take my word for it. I'm just giving my commentary to all this shit, right? I'm giving my commentary. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm just showing y'all the geopolitical, what they trying to do militarily. And they want to come in here and take this island right here. So because it's supplying oil, they're trying to get the strait back open. So we gonna see. Look, check it out right here. See this ship? That's a tanker. That's a tanker ship. And what they do is, I can zoom in right here. So what they do is they connect their pipelines from shore to ship, and they can pump it and fill it with oil. And each one of these tankers have compartments, so they can unload different types of fuel onto these compartments, right? There's different compartments that they can oil fill up, and then it takes off, and then it goes around the world to supply whoever they need to supply. So strategic island is called the Kark Island. So y'all be on the lookout. I told you first if you didn't know, right? I told you first. So let's come back over here to oil. Let's come back over to oil. So as oil is being staged, oil is, am I doing a good job, y'all? Yeah, let me know, man. Am I doing a good job? I don't know. I'm just a regular person. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know nothing. But as I look at oil, it's being staged for whatever is to come. I could see it in the market. It's already programmed into the market. I already told y'all this shit is baked in. It's already programmed into the market, right? It's already programmed to the market. So it's just consolidating. What is it consolidating in? This is a weekly time frame. Y'all in the chat. What is this right here? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. Appreciate it, Jay Manson. What is this right here? They are staging these events, right? They're staging it. Why not just attack their ass? Why tell the enemy I'm giving you 48 hours so they can prepare? Come on, man. Like, really? That's how you know this is a game. I just played a video of one of those guys. He said it. He was like, this is the stage for the new NWO, right? This is a stage for the NWO. Why tell the enemy what you about to do? Huh? Yes. Appreciate it, Alicia. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. Dusty, inefficiency. Yes, it's a volume imbalance. So is that random? No, that's not random. I've been showing y'all this shit for y'all that been watching me for a long time. If you're new to me, right, subscribe so you can start picking up some of this free game that I'm giving on my channel, right? You know what I'm saying? It's going crazy. Inefficiency, right, which is a fair value. It's a volume imbalance, but it's in the fair value gap family. And is it random that it opened up right here, traded down into that, right? And now it's just consolidating. Right now it's inside range. Last week was inside range. I taught inside range before. Inside range is when we don't take out the previous week's high or low. That's an inside range week, right? Inside range week for oil. It was indecisive. It didn't want to go higher or lower, so it's stuck inside of a range, high to low. Now, the rule is, algorithmically, whenever we have an inside range week, you can anticipate the next week will be an explosive week. If you think I'm lying, then I got something to sell you, right? But this week, I'm anticipating oil to react, right? Brent oil has already reacted. Let's come over here. Let's go down to the weekly. This is Brent crude oil. And in the Brent crude oil, also in a consolidation, right? Brent crude oil is inside range. Last week was inside range. This week currently inside range. So I'm expecting some type of explosive move in the upcoming days. And like Donald Trump said, he gave Iran 48 hours. Now we down to 24. So that's what's going on right now. Really nothing. Oil is waiting for some type of event. Oil is an event market. Oil doesn't move unless there's an event. So, you know what I'm saying? We at some critical times right now. It's either got to come down or it's going higher. So, and we pretty much already know where they're trying to pull the world, right? We already know where they're trying to take us. So that's the deal with that. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody that's watching and joining, right? Let's look at something else. Gold. Let's look at gold. So gold has sold off in the past few days, right? Let's go out to the weekly. Gold has been selling off, and I think it's going to continue to come lower. It's kind of paused right now. It's trading inside of this order block. Let me go out to the monthly. Let's go out to the 3 month. I know it's trading into something. 6 month. 12 month. All right, let's go back down to the monthly. So on the monthly time frame, gold has taken a sharp turn, a drastic turn. It made a high of 5,600 back in January, and as of March 2026, it's currently down to 43.95. Oil might come down, y'all. That'll be an amazing discount, right? If oil, gold might come down. It'll be an amazing discount if gold can come down. Oh, it almost hit our target. Shit, almost hit our target right here. So I'm looking for an inefficiency. And here it is right here. Oh, it did hit it. Oh, do y'all think that's random? Y'all tell me in the chat, what is this right here? Look at this area right here. And y'all tell me what it is, right? What is this right here? And you're going to be surprised that this shit ain't fucking random. And I'll be trying to tell you, it's not fucking random. What is this area in the market? Who knows? Smash that like button if y'all brand new. Subscribe. Dusty, you say Bissy. Yeah, you might see a Bissy, Dusty, but it's a little something more going on. Anybody know? Boom, Dorelli. Good eyes, y'all. Sometimes you gotta squint. Some people saying Bissy. Dusty, you say liquidity, but let me show you what it is. Dorelli, you got it. And Dorelli, you the only one that got it. So let's highlight this right here. So we got two volume imbalances, right? We got this candle right here. There's a volume imbalance right in here. You see that little small gap? What is a volume imbalance? It's a gap in price where the bodies of the candles, they don't overlap, right? The bodies are not overlapping each other, and it creates a gap. It doesn't matter the wicks, right? I'm looking at the body. So from body to body, there's a gap. That's a volume imbalance, right? From body to body right here. Right there. You see that? But also we got a volume imbalance down here that's wider and is more clear. So the bodies don't overlap. Right? They're not touching. They don't overlap. So it creates a gap between the bodies. So I'm going to drag that down here. And whenever you have a volume imbalance below and above a candle, that creates a suspension block. That's the proper term for it. A suspension block. So when I highlight this suspension block, why is it a suspension block? Because this candle right here that I got my cursor on, this candle right here is suspended between two volume imbalances. It's suspended between two volume imbalances. So it's like just floating in between two candles. So boom, here we are right here. Volume imbalance, suspension block. And is it random? Trade right down into that. Bing. Just like that. Do y'all think that's fucking random? Huh? Y'all think that's random? Nah, that ain't random. Let's look at this wick right here. Let's get more details. What if I lay a Fibonacci on this wick right here? What if I lay a Fibonacci on that wick right there? Boom, just like that, right? And when I zoom in to that wick right there, is that random how price can drop down into the suspension gap and trade down to this level right here? 0.625 right there. Is that not algorithmic? Huh? Is that not algorithmic right there? Bing, just like that. And then it rallies higher. So if I go down to lower time frames, I could show you a trade setup. And remember, this is gold. If I go down to lower time frames, I could show you a trade setup from here back up to here, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's drop down to a 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. Look at that. Look at that precision, right? Let's go down to a 5-minute chart. Let's go down to a 1-minute chart. Boom. I'm gonna stop right here on the 1 minute chart. Stop right here on the 1 minute chart. It's trying to come up here. Let me show you where it's trying to come to. See these highs up here? Buy side liquidity right there. Buy side liquidity right there. But when we drop down to that monthly high time frame suspension gap, we drop down, boom, right here, and then we displace higher. The displacement up, you see these look at the reaction in price when it hits a high time frame level. Let me just show you, this ain't random. Whenever price hits a high time key level that I outlined, suspension gap, the reaction in price is explosive. So once we drop down here, it explodes back up, right? And when it explodes back up, it shifts market structure. It takes out these highs right here. You see these highs? As soon as we take out those highs, that's a shift in market structure temporarily, right? And once we shift market structure, it trades back down into this candle right here. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? Huh? What is this right here in the chat? Smash that like button, subscribe. What is that right there in the chat? Who knows? Yes, Dusty, order block. It's a bullish order block. So once it goes up and clears out these highs, it drops back down into the order block, right? Yes, it goes deeper. That's okay. It drops down into the order block. If I take a Fibonacci and measure this order block, does it stay above the midpoint? That's what you're watching for. Fibonacci from here to here. Let me change my settings. Right there. If I change my settings, this 50% level, right? That 50% level of the order block, does it close below it? No, it doesn't. It closes above it. So as long as it stays above the midpoint of that order block is bullish. It comes down, it wicks below it, but it doesn't close below it. And then this next candle opens and then it expands higher, right? Expansion higher. This candle right here, let me remove this right quick. This candle right here, this is another form of an order block. It's just a suspension block. I mean, not a suspension. It's a propulsion block. It just finds an extra little boost. So whenever we drop down and we trade up, we activate the order block right here at the opening price, right? Next candle opens, comes down into it. See that? This candle right here opens, trades down into it. Does it stay above the midpoint? Watch this. Take another Fibonacci. Here. Drops right down to the 50% level, right? Finds support, and then it takes off just like that. Then once it takes off, y'all in the chat, what is this right here? It's a fair value gap. It's a BISI. Here, right? When price trades down into it, bing, just like that. This is how you know it's very bullish, because it's not really trying to trade into this. It goes down there and it taps the top of it. Once it taps the top of it, it takes off again, right? Takes off again, trades back down. What is this right here? Bullish order block, right? Bullish order block. So let me clone this. So this is what I'm showing y'all, that this market is algorithmic, and I just showed y'all how it dropped down to a higher time frame level, and I'm showing you how smart money they're using algorithms to buy it right back. It's nonstop. Imagine making money at 24/7 while you sleep, right? Imagine making money 24/7 while you sleep. And where did I just tell you it's going? What did I just tell you it's going for? Huh? What did I just tell you prior to me even showing you this? What is it reaching for? It's reaching for these highs up here, right? Trades down, order block, boom, trades up, another order block right here, right there. What is it doing? Trading down to it, just like that. Algorithmic, right? Is this not algorithmic or not? Why is it just tapping that level right there? Huh? Why is it just tapping that level right there? Is that not random? Come on, man. Drops mic. Drops mic. All right. Where is it trying to go? It's trying to seek liquidity. It's trying to reach for liquidity. And we're looking at gold. If you're just joining, subscribe to the channel. Trying to get my subscribers up, man. It's about time I should have about 10,000 subscribers at this point. But you know, I'm still working, right? Still working. Appreciate y'all joining, right? Appreciate y'all joining. What did I just tell y'all price is reaching for? Are y'all not impressed? Are y'all not entertained? It's reaching for liquidity. Why does price trade down into this level and react like it did? When it just traded up, right? It just missed that. But it didn't take it out. But I'm expecting it to come up. Now let's zoom out, right? Let's zoom out. Now the market is bearish. I'm showing you how the market is bearish. But and then when I zoom out, this is a 1 minute time frame. But when I zoom out, let's go back out to the monthly. On the monthly, that's what it looks like on the monthly. It traded down until the suspension gap that I showed you, higher time frame. And what I just outlined for you on lower time frames from the monthly all the way down to the 1 minute, I just outlined to you all this wick right here. I'm showing you everything that's happening inside of that wick as it tries to trade higher. Right? The market is fractal. Surfing the damn matrix, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm inside the matrix, surfing like I'm Neo. I'm showing you how there's levels to this right here, and this information is invaluable, and it's something that you might want to learn, right? You might want to take it in, because ain't too many people gonna show you this information, right? So that's gold, right? That's gold. I want to see it come up, but there's no volume in the market right now. There's not a lot of volume, but it's still going to come up and at least get that high right there. So I'm not about to sit around and wait for it. I got other videos that you can watch me doing that with, right? It takes time. It takes time. What else was I going to look at? Let's look at silver. Pull up silver right quick. Silver. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Appreciate y'all joining. Silver right now, retracing lower. And I think silver is going to come down lower. I think gold is going to pretty much, it's probably going to bounce back higher. And I think silver is coming back down. You know, I think they're going to kind of like separate again. But silver currently trading at $67 an ounce. Still great price. But it's coming down right here to this level, about $64 an ounce right there. I want to see it drop down to $64 an ounce for a draw on liquidity, right? I'm trying to see it draw to liquidity right there. So the silver, not really much to show you, but it is selling off gold and silver, right? Gold and silver. Let me look at copper. Let's look at copper, right? Copper currently trading at 536. And yes, I like copper too, right? I like copper. I like copper metal. It's way more affordable, right? It's currently trading at 536, and it was coming off a high of 662. But copper currently trading down right now. This is a monthly time frame. Oh, do you think it's random? Here goes another suspension block right here for you. Another suspension block. Copper is currently trading down inside of this suspension block right here. Boom, right there. When I highlight the suspension block, you tell me if it's random or not, that it feels it and doesn't go outside the fucking, you know, it doesn't really go outside of it. Drops down, feels it, and now it's retracting higher. You tell me if that's random or not, right? You tell me if that's random or not, because it's not. It's not random. Smash that like button, right? That's copper. All right. So I went over the metals. I went over oil. I went over the equities. Let's come over to crypto. Let's come over to crypto. So this is crypto from a broad view, right? Right now, we got XRP trading at $1.38. I'm bearish, you know what I'm saying? I'm bearish on XRP for now. We got Stellar trading at 15 cents. Everything is being staged, right? Everything is being staged. I think we get a big run this week because it's been a while in crypto. I think we could probably get a nice little reaction to all the things that's going on. Crypto has pretty much been quiet for the past couple weeks. But I think the quietness is about to be waking, and we're going to get some movement in crypto. But we got XRP trading at 138, Stellar 15 cents. We got XDC trading at 3 pennies. We got Hedera Hashgraph trading at 8 pennies. A lot of affordable assets right now, man. Shit, a lot of affordable things. We got Bitcoin trading at 68,000. We're going to look at Bitcoin in a minute. Ethereum, $2,059. So Ethereum, let me look. Ethereum might be coming down to 1,700 and 1,400. So be on the lookout for Ethereum, right? If it becomes affordable, I might buy some. Quant, $70, right? $70. And Constellation, we got at 1 penny, right? 1 penny. Let's look at Bitcoin right quick. Bitcoin trading at 68,000 right now. Let me look. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. We recently traded, and 2 weeks ago we traded up, and then last week we traded down. But when I look, right, when you look real close, y'all in the chat, what is this right here? Let me know what that is right there. Very basic, very generic, nothing too complicated. What is that right there? What is that right there? And this to me down here is too clean of a pull on price. I could see them coming down and trying to clean that out right there. The lows down here. And those lows are about 60,000. And if we get really crazy in Bitcoin, I could see it dropping. Yes, y'all are right. That's a SIBI, right? That's a SIBI. We're going to come back to it. I could see it dropping down to these levels down here, man. I could see Bitcoin wanting to drop down here, which is about 49,000. And maybe that level right there, which is about 52,000. If it comes for this 52,000, it's definitely going to 48,000. Right? So, but yeah, recently, last week, it was inside of this SIBI, right, at a premium. And now this week, well, last week it was in that premium and sold off last week. And this week, man, this might be the week. This might be the week where they kind of rip the band. Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. Low resistance liquidity run inbound. Hopefully it's quick though. Look at these lows in here. It's coming down. It's coming down. Y'all gonna watch this. Don't panic. Don't look at social media. Everybody gonna reacting. I'm telling you it's coming down. I'm telling you it's coming down, right? Don't let everybody on social media try to act like they knew it. I'm already matter of fact, let's come to my channel right quick. I'm gonna show you how long I've been knowing it's coming down. Go to my lives. Let's go back all the way to right here, right? 3 weeks ago. No, not 3 weeks ago. Let me come back some more. When did I call that out? Right here. We got to go back a month ago, right? It's probably coming up on 2 months. But yeah, this was February the 9th, right? So here in April, once April the 9th come around, it's going to be 2 months. So we're not that far. But look, 48,000 Bitcoin. 29 cents XRP. Now, I don't know about XRP going to 29 cents, but I can definitely see a 48,000 Bitcoin. You know, we'll see. I'm going to be locked in and watching it, but I've been talking about this for a while now, right? Look, I've been talking about the war markets before the war even started. I've been talking about war and shit and oil and gold. I was talking about this back in January, right? I was talking about this the top of the year, January the 4th. Right. But, you know, I'm not going to get pushed like that, but it's all good. So I'm just letting you know, I've been talking about this shit for a while now, because guess what? I can see it in the markets. My forecast game is pretty much on point. I can forecast with the best of them. That's how I feel. Let me see. Where was I at? Let's come back to crypto right here. So, yeah, Bitcoin showing signs of coming down. Boom. 62,000. If we take out these lows right here, it's coming down to this low. And if we blow through that, yeah, 48,000 is inbound. So it might take some minute, but it's almost here, bro. It's almost here. Hopefully it goes fast so we can get it over with, right? Hopefully it goes fast so we can get it over with. But that's Bitcoin. Let's come over here to XRP, right? Let's come over to XRP. Let me pull up my XRP chart. XRP similar, right? Similar. It's consolidating right now, but it's kind of doing similar things like Bitcoin, but XRP it traded up into this SIBI right here. This orange highlighted area, that's a 3-month fair value gap. 3-month BISI in the orange area, but it's trading, showing weakness. If it decides to drop, I can see it coming to clearing out these lows and coming for this low right here. I'm not going to go any further than that for XRP, but if it decides to drop 111, it's already been down there. And if it decides to come back down again, $1.11, you know, how would y'all feel if for my long-term holders? You know, a lot of people still want to buy, people still want to accumulate, but if you've been holding for a very long time, like back in this era right here, 2022, if you go back to 2018-ish, 2022, you know, that's frustrating, bro. That's very frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, you could have made, you made money at XRP. And I'm not saying you're not going to make money in XRP. I'm just saying like the potential, that money that's sitting dormant in this asset, and it's not really performing like we all anticipated it to do, that money could have been put to work in other things. Well, for at least for me, I can't say that for everybody, but for me, I could have put my capital to work in other markets, right? And still outperformed XRP. That's because I got the skill set to do so. But for y'all that don't have the skill set, I understand, like, hey, just sitting here, you know, waiting patiently. So I don't expect everybody to do what I'm doing, right? Smash that like button if y'all brand new. Subscribe, right? Only got 15 likes, 20 people. I know everybody didn't hit that like button. But that's XRP right now. It's consolidating. I'm leaning bearish. I'm leaning bearish on XRP. And if it decides to come down, $1.11, that's my target. But down here in the basement, right, you got all these lows in here where the market makers left behind liquidity, and they could get brutal. They might want to come down here and offer themselves another opportunity to accumulate. Somebody at the top might say, hey, we need the XRP back down to 25 cents, 28 cents. Somebody at the top of the food chain might say that because they might want to accumulate at these levels, right? So that's just something you got to factor in, because I'm letting you know, there are pending orders down here. There's pending orders down here for XRP. Do they decide to want to go grab those orders? Well, if I'm the market maker, hell yeah. I'm going to want to liquidate everybody that's been holding, and I'm going to want to come down here and trigger and fulfill my orders. I got to think like them. That's how they think. They're brutal. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. Make sure y'all smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe. All right, if y'all not over here on X, y'all come over here, follow me on X, right? That's my X channel right there, my X page. Y'all come tap into the Patreon if y'all want to get coached up and learn more how I'm showing you right now. That's Bitcoin. Any other market y'all want to look at? And I'm gonna move over to I think I want to come to TikTok right quick, and then I'm gonna end this, right? Pretty much covered everything. Any other markets y'all want to look at? Matter of fact, let's come to TikTok right now.
We did see that Iran.
Let's come to TikTok right now. Can't believe I'm using TikTok. Let's play this right quick.
This Sunday afternoon, we've just gotten two really discouraging updates on the Iran war. First, there are reports that U.S. officials have told allies that the U.S. may have no other choice but to invade Karg Island, meaning troops on the ground. And second, Trump just had an interview with an Israeli outlet telling them that there will be total decimation of Iran. This Sunday after.
So there you go. I was just telling y'all about Karg Island, right? I was just telling y'all about that.
Donald Trump has given Iran 48 hours to open the Strait of Hormuz, threatening to destroy all the country's power plants if ships aren't allowed to pass through. The strait is one of the world's busiest oil shipping routes, and it's now been closed for almost 3 weeks in retaliation for US-Israeli strikes. Trump announced this on Truth Social yesterday. Donald Trump has given Iran 48 hours to open the strait.
48 hours, y'all. 48 hours, right? We down to 24. So we got into tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, something like that. And then, you know, it's going to go down, right? It's going to go down. It's going to go down. You know, we already, Trump is arrogant, right? He's arrogant. So let's see.
Hi, everyone. It is 5:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Sunday, March the 22nd. It is 12:43 a.m. in Tehran. The IRGC has responded to Trump's recent threat, giving Iran 48 hours to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to shipping or face the destruction of its energy infrastructure. In the statement, the IRGC said Iran will completely shut the strait if Trump proceeds with his threats to target Iranian energy facilities. The IRGC was quoted as saying the companies with U.S. shares would be completely destroyed if Iranian energy facilities were targeted by Washington, and said energy facilities in countries that host American bases would be lawful targets. We did not start the war, and we will not start it now, but if the enemy harms our power plants, we will do everything to defend the country and the interests of our people, the statement read. Israeli forces attacked the Qasimiya Bridge, a key crossing linking Lebanon south to the rest of the country, in an escalation that President Joseph Aoun called a prelude to ground invasion. Israel's army chief Yuval Zamir says Israel has only just begun its campaign against Hezbollah and is ready to advance ground operations in Lebanon. In remarks to commanders, Zamir said Israel's battles against Iran and Hezbollah are interconnected and that Israel is ready for a long campaign against the Lebanese group. The remarks came as 1.2 million humans have been displaced in Lebanon and over 1,000 killed. In a statement, Israel's health ministry says a total of 4,697 people have been injured and brought to hospitals since the start of the war with Iran and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Analysts said while Israel has regularly waged military campaigns on Gaza, the occupied West Bank, Lebanon, and elsewhere, it is rare for the Israeli public to feel the effects of war like it has over the past 3 weeks. The CEO of French oil giant Total Energies has cautioned against dragging out the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran. If this conflict lasts 3-4 months, we can swallow it. Today, we managed to amortize the shock because we have inventories, he told Chinese state broadcaster CGTN. But the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz has left 10 million barrels of oil per day stuck in the Gulf, the CEO said, and we cannot find the oil elsewhere on the planet. If it's more than 6 months, we will have some real impacts. All the economies of the world will be damaged, he said. Finally, in an interview with BBC recording during a visit to London in the week, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky talked about the impact of Donald Trump's attention being diverted from Russia's war on Ukraine to the Trump-Netanyahu war with Iran. He said, I have a very bad feeling about the impact of this war on the situation in Ukraine, and the focus of America is more on the Middle East than on Ukraine, unfortunately. Therefore, you see that our diplomatic meetings, trilateral meetings, are constantly postponed. There is one reason: war in Iran. Hi, everyone. It is 5:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Sunday.
All right, there y'all go. Shoot, that's the quick little update on the war in Iran. Let me see what else we got before I get up out of here. Let's look at, let's see. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. Let's see what the people got to say. Let's see what some of the people in the States got to say. Let's see. Let's see some reaction from the people from all this chaos and what's going on.
Why is this happening in our lifetime? Within 14 years, the price of a burrito has times 5. As a matter of fact, the price of damn near everything has times 5. Except, of course, the amount that people get paid, which is complete bullshit. If life was Call of Duty, Gen Z would be playing on Veteran. And if you never played Call of Duty, just know I'm saying our life is fucking hard. But I don't get why the quality of the burrito hasn't increased at all. In fact, it's probably gotten shittier. And systems to make the burrito have gotten better and more efficient. It just doesn't make sense. Sometimes I think we're being scammed. Why is this happening in our lifetime?
Price of burritos going crazy.
Lately, I feel like when I go shopping, everything I'm looking at just feels overpriced. And here's what I mean. You know when you walk into a store and you look at a t-shirt or a hoodie or a pair of pants and you ask yourself how much you think it costs before you look at the price tag? I'm holding a hoodie in my hand. I'm like, I'll spend $60 on this. I flip the price tag. It's $95. I'm not paying $95 for this hoodie that I know is worth like $60. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing goes for cars. I'm looking at a car. I'm like, I'd spend like $30K on this. And it's like $47. I'm not spending $50,000 on this car. As a society, we should collectively stop making these fucking stupid overpriced purchases. If we work together on this, they will have no other choice but to drop the fucking prices of everything. So for my people watching this that want to finance $70,000 cars, stop it. You are genuinely making it worse for everybody else. They keep raising the prices because y'all keep fucking signing the paperwork. Lately, I feel like when I go shopping, everything I'm looking at just feels old.
I'm going to say this because they ain't going to say it. This is my town. Look at mid. Mid is $3.79. Unleaded is $3. If you motherfuckers show up in my room again with that bullshit that you got $1.29 gas or $1.99 gas or $2 gas and you out of the week that happened last week because I got gas before this shit went up because of this stupid, goofy ass fucking war that my gas was like $2.49 when I filled my car up. My shit only costing me $28 to fill up my fucking big ass truck. And then now it cost me $42 to fill up my shit because you mid-undergrade motherfucking not buying premium gas motherfuckers. I am so tired of y'all. This every morning we say gas prices going up. You motherfuckers show up from West Bubblefuck, Alabama, where there's only 9 people in your fucking town. You want to tell us that your gas is cheap. Yeah, your gas is cheap. Because that's the same gas they had for 2011. They got the same gas in that same bottom pit ass gas station that you live in that corner store with motherfucker Mom Bell and Maddie Mae making them dry ass fucking turkey and cheese and pork sandwiches. Y'all can stop telling us the gas ain't going up. I am so fucking over it. Gas is going up because the fact is we in an unnecessary motherfucking violation of the Constitution when Congress don't even know this shit was going down. This butterball, fat motherfucking no-neck ass orange motherfucking ball sack decided that he want to have a war. To stop everybody from talking about them EP files, because the fact is that we just found out the FBI, a credible witness that said the shit that happened, and now you motherfuckers want to put your head down and say gas is not going up, groceries not going up. You're a fucking lie. You are a PD protector. Let's get to it. I'm coming with the facts. I'm sorry the vehicle that I drive don't give me $3.19. That just 2 weeks ago, that shit was $2.34. That I'm in mid-grade now. I couldn't even go to premium. You see how the premium number off? They didn't want to let you know, bitch, you're about to pay $4 for that premium. You low budget motherfuckers that's sitting in the trailer park. All you diesel motherfuckers that got them big ass fucking diesel trucks. I can't wait to stop seeing y'all blowing black smoke on the highway in Kentucky. I bet you ain't gonna be no more. Fuck out of here. You complaining about gas ain't going up in my neighborhood because you only got 9 people in your fucking town. You only got 1 gas station and nobody worked there. And the fact is you live in the same neighborhood. You live in the same trailer park. And that's for entertainment purposes because we don't want none of you to get offended and go report this video to TikTok and say you're being bullied or you're being upset and aggressive and get the video took down because your fucking soft ass feelings hurt.
Hey man, he upset, man, but he on point. He on point. Make sure y'all smash that like button. What's up, AWB? Appreciate you joining. I'm just going through some commentary, and then we're gonna get up out of here, right? I'm just trying to see what the people, because you got to come back to the people. How the people feeling? You know, how the people feeling?
At this point, if you worry about how you gonna try to make it in this economy, you need to be just really trying to go on and get married. If you really, really are okay with getting married.
All right, he tripping. This ain't the time for that. Let me see.
Hey, if nobody gonna talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. These prices are getting insane. I just left Dick's Sporting Goods, right? Bro, tell me why a basketball was $105. A regular Evo basketball.
Right.
Bro, I remember when I was coming up, bro, an Evo basketball was like 50, 60 bucks. It's no reason why I just spent 20 to 15% of my check for a fucking basketball, bro.
But you know why? Because I showed it to y'all early. $100 for a basketball. If I come back to my ex, right? $100 for a basketball. Why is a basketball $100, right? It comes back down to the freaking oil. Let me find this picture right quick. It comes back down to the oil. Oil is in everything, every product that you can imagine right here, right? And you can see the different list of things that oil that's contained. All the different items that oil that contains oil. That's what I'm trying to say. You can see if there's a soccer ball and that pretty much contains oil. You already know the basketballs as well are gonna fucking contain oil. So yeah, that's why people got to put their thinking caps on, right? People got to put their thinking caps on. Let me see. What else? Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe. I'm new to TikTok, right? I'm still trying to learn how TikTok works. Let me see. Trucking. Trucking rants. Let me see. Just went on a rant. Let's see.
So after 25 years of driving the wagons.
No, that ain't it. I want to see trucking. Now let's see what the trucker drivers, right? The truck drivers are the ones that move products around the country, right? So they're the ones on the front line when it comes to first seeing the impact of all this. The truckers are going to see it first because they're delivering commerce, you know, and it's hitting their pockets. So let's see what they got to say.
Yesterday, I made a video on the price of fuel and how it's going to directly affect trucking companies, and that we are about to see a bunch of trucking companies plummet. They're going to go under. They're going to sink. Especially a lot of your smaller companies, your 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks in that company, your mid-sized companies, and quite a few of your huge companies, your mega carriers, are going to fail. And a lot of people in the comments were saying, oh man, trucking is going to be fine. We're going to get through this. We have the surcharge, and then it's going to roll over to the freaking consumers. And you're right. It is going to, in some instance, directly affect the consumers. But y'all are not understanding. With the price of fuel going up, everything else goes up. And like I explained yesterday, with the prices of fuel going up, the people...
So there y'all go. You know, that's one perspective.
Y'all want to see how...
Look at that. $500, right? $500 for 79 gallons of diesel. $500, right? Y'all got them type of pockets? You know what I'm saying? Anybody in the chat? Y'all got them type of pockets to do that 2-3 times a week? Huh? Crazy.
How real is getting at the truck stops? 500.
$500.
300.
Well, he didn't fill up. That's how you know. When y'all go to the gas station, y'all gonna see who's really filling up. That's how you gonna know. When you go to the gas station, you're gonna look at what the person before you left behind, and you gonna know if they filling up their tank or not, because you gonna tell. People not even filling up their tank all the way.
$200.
They people have.
Yeah, bro. This nigga put about 300 in this shit. It costs about 900 to fill up.
He said it costs about $900 to $1,000 to completely fill up. So people are getting half a tank or even under a half a tank just to put fuel in their vehicle. That is crazy. Shit's crazy.
Over 1,000 actually, but I still got some fuel. But yeah, man, it's getting real out here. I feel it, man. Like, I'm probably gonna put a hot 5 in my shit right now. That was the number that was on my mind. I ain't feeling that shit all the way up no more, bro. Shit's way too expensive. Way too expensive.
And it's cutting from their money that they can be profitable. That's the thing with truckers, right? The fuel is cutting into their profitability. So they'll pretty much be on the road driving for nothing if fuel remains high or continues to go up. And I'm already telling y'all, I'm expecting, bro, let fuel, check this out. Let oil go to $200 a barrel or even $150. The trucking companies are going to go under, right? A lot of them, they're going to go under because it's no longer profitable, right? It won't no longer be profitable for them. Let's continue.
Hey, boy, I'm at the pump, almost had 2 heart attacks. Boy, I'm sick. Them pumped over 600 and still going. Boy, this just ain't right. Boy, this is my second time almost passing out. Hey, boy, I know you lying. Boy, I'm almost at 700. Boy, somebody call the ambulance. Boy, at this point, I can't feel nothing. I woke up and got back pumping. This is crazy. Never have I ever. Yo, boy, over 700, I ain't gonna make it. Boy, I promise you I'm through. Boy, stop that pump. Yeah, boy, I can't do this. I'm about to call that Greyhound. That's crazy. Boy, I don't know how many times I done cried at this pump. Go ahead on.
$750 to fill up your goddamn tank, if not more, right? Yeah, hey, the truckers move the economy. I'm trying to tell y'all, right? Trying to tell y'all, it's not a game out here.
This is insane. This is not AI, people. No. This is real. Almost $1,000 for fuel. Are you kidding me? This is killing us, man.
What y'all think, man? Y'all give me some perspective, man. What y'all think? Is it real or not? You know what I'm saying? The truckers gonna see it first. Let's do this. If the truckers delivering supplies and goods, let's go to your grocery store. Let me find something. If the truckers are feeling it, what are the grocery stores looking like?
I need to get on here and rant and vent about how insane these grocery store prices are. Like, absolutely ridiculous. There is no reason that I should be going to the grocery store, spending $300 on necessities, and at the end of it, I'm like, what did I even buy? I can only make a few meals with that. I'm going to show you what I got after everything, and you guys can let me know if you think this is like a reasonable price for things, because truthfully, I don't think it is. I shop at Walmart and Aldi mostly. I've been shopping more at Walmart just because they have a bigger variety and I can just go there one-stop shop.
Fuck going to the actual grocery store anymore. The unease in every...
I don't know what's going on. 1 second. Let me go back. All right, let's see.
The hot dog price will not change as long as I'm around.
$24.95 for a lobster roll. Yeah, we use knuckle and claw. And we just lightly mayo it and put it on a nice toasted roll. People think summer, they think lobster roll.
But this season, at least right now, lobster roll lovers are in a pinch.
Of course you want the price to be low, but you can't sweat the stuff you have no control over. And people love lobster roll and they'll pay, you know, as long as you're not doing something crazy, price gouging.
Experts say regulations, including protections in place for right whales, have partially led to this wave of increases.
All right, that's something dealing with something else. Let's see, grocery prices.
Why would the war in Iran make grocery prices go up? I'm Andrew. I've been looking at the economic implications of the war. It has a lot to do with this. Fertilizer supply. A huge share of the world's fertilizer comes from the Middle East, specifically something called the Strait of Hormuz, where traffic is basically at a standstill right now. So as farmers try to plan to plant, that creates a lot of uncertainty. And then you got to deal with this. It's the average cost of diesel in Connecticut, $5.04 today. Look how much it jumped up from a month ago. Diesel helps the equipment get through the field. It also impacts shipping costs, which impacts how the food gets to the store that you buy. So when fuel and fertilizer increase, that hits farmers, and that can create an economic impact potentially for all of us at the grocery store.
We didn't see, the impact on fertilizer, on consumer prices, on farm prices right away. This time's a little bit different. If we see the acreage pull back, if we see productivity declines, we could start to see an impact on food prices in the near term.
Why would the war in Iran make growth?
See, so you see the war in Iran, how it's impacting the shipping of oil and other supplies and goods, and then over here in America, it first hits the truckers, right? It hits the truckers, it hits commerce. And then it trickles down all the way down to you, the consumer.
Let's talk about high prices. I'm here at Walmart today and they want $54 for just 2 steaks. I don't know about you guys, I'm not poor, but $54 for 2 steaks is a little rich for my blood. If you agree, give me a follow and leave a comment and share this video. Maybe if enough of us share this video, we can do something about it. We need to get our voices heard, guys. $54 for 2 steaks is not normal and it's not cool. What do you think? Let's talk.
Leisha, everything is up. $12.99 for a bag of 6 everything bagels. Are we woke yet? God help us. Yep, Leisha. Yep, God needs to. He needs to step in. Right? He needs to come on in and step in.
Hey Lord, come on, God.
Would you pay $60?
Look, $30 for a carton of eggs, right?
Hey Lord, come on, God.
Would you pay $60 for 1 steak?
No.
I know I sure wouldn't.
Please help me understand, when was a box of cereal $9.29?
$33 for toilet paper?
Man.
We can't even afford to shit.
There is no way that a bag of Tostitos are $6. Oh, 2 for $8. Ooh.
This is crazy. $9.49
God
for
damn.
frickin' garlic.
For garlic powder, y'all. Come on now. Garlic powder, almost $10 for. Hey, y'all might think it's funny, bro. If shit hit the fan, right? If shit hit the fan, which is hitting the fan. If you or somebody, didn't they go to war over spices? Think about that. Didn't they in the past, in past history, didn't they go to war for spices? So you might think I'm joking right now, but if you can stock up on a bunch of spices, right? Because ain't nobody trying to eat no fucking bland food, right? Well, I'm from the South. I don't know, some of y'all up north, y'all might be good. And in the South, I might have some chicken, but goddamn it, I'm gonna need some type of spices and some type of herbs to put on that chicken. I'm not gonna be able to just grill that bland ass chicken and eat it. I can't do it, right? So if you're somebody who can stock up on garlic powder and the spices, onion powder, basil, all the herbs, cayenne, you know what I'm saying, or oregano, if y'all can stock up on all these spices, you're gonna be somebody of value because people are gonna want to trade with you. Like you gonna have money. That's like having money in your pocket, and then it reflects in the grocery store when a bottle of garlic powder is worth $10, right? $10. Shep, I am building the garden beds for a side hustle. I can't build them fast enough. Yep, Shep, do the best you can, Shep. Do the best you can, right? Do the best you can, bro. But $10 for some garlic powder, man, that is insane, bro. But if you can stock up on this stuff, you're gonna be valuable, right? You're gonna be able to do trade with people because people are not gonna want to eat unless they starving, like, you know, it's a famine, but people are not going to want to eat just bland ass food. If you somebody who got the peppers and the salts and all these different spices, you better rack up on it now. It's telling you in the store that these are commodities. Garlic powder is a commodity. So if you can rack up on garlic powder and shit like that and store it somewhere, guess what? You're going to be able to do trade if it ever come down to that. Lenny, you said not as valuable as having a lot of ammo. I agree with you, Lenny, but we can't eat the ammo, goddamn. When it come down to food, goddamn. Nah, man, I can't. I need something on that chicken, right? I need something on that, man. I can't eat the bullets, right? I can protect myself, right? But when it come down to my stomach, I gotta have something on that chicken, right? Or whatever I got, right? If it's some eggs, whatever, rice, something, goddamn it, I need to put something on that, right? It's gonna be interesting, man. You might got to look, Lenny. I don't know. Like, you might be hungry, Lenny. You might be hungry. So can you give me some of that ammo for some of this garlic powder? I don't know. It might come down to that for some people.
Just look at what I got for $100 freaking.
Guys, I have never fucking seen this before. They have security tags on the fucking steaks, bro.
That ain't gonna, but listen, that ain't gonna stop. If shit really get crazy, check it out. If people are really struggling, fuck them security tags, right? People, now this one thing, y'all might not agree with this. This the only thing I agree with stealing for, bro. This the only thing. If you gotta steal something, at least it be food, right? I'm not gonna never look at nobody for stealing wrong because they hungry, right? Because shit is ridiculous. We got enough food on this earth. We got enough everything on this earth for people to eat. And if somebody's starving and they decide to steal some food out of a store, God damn it, I'm gonna turn the other way. Do what you gotta do because you're hungry. You're clearly hungry, right? So these security tags ain't gonna stop shit when people get hungry. When people get hungry, fuck them security tags. Nobody care about that shit. People are hungry, but that's sad.
Fast food.
That's sad that we got to do that in this country.
Trouble because their business wasn't going good. They were looking at bankruptcy.
I gotta go back.
Let's talk about high prices for two. It's not normal, and it's not.
Where did that video go? I lost the video. All right.
Fucking cents for a half a garlic powder.
Just look at what I got for $100 freaking.
Guys, I have never fucking seen this before. They have security tags on the fucking steaks, bro.
30 packs of Coke enough.
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. And I don't drink Coca-Cola, so this is new to me, right? 30 pack of cans, $50? When the hell did Coca-Cola become $50? Man, that's crazy.
$50. Or you can get a 24 pack. $24.75.
$6.15 fucking cents for a half a pound of Greek hot sweet peppers. What the hell?
Yep, man. Prices, man. Hey, bartering system. Yes, it's coming back.
If you think feeding your family is expensive now, just wait. So ground beef just hit its highest price ever in American history. The thing that most of us rely on for burgers, tacos, and spaghetti night, it's becoming a luxury. And it's not stopping here. The experts say that the prices are going to keep on going up and up. Why? Well, it's a couple of things. You got a mix of drought, high feed costs, reduced cattle supply, and corporate consolidation. That means fewer options, higher prices, and families having to make more tough decisions at the grocery store. Even basic meals are turning into a budget challenge. And remember, this is not just about beef. This is about the cost of living. It's another reminder that the average family is being priced out of normalcy. You're not crazy for noticing everything feels harder lately, because it is. And what's being done about it? Not much. Big corporations are raking in profits while you're deciding between milk and meat for the week. So next time you hear someone say the economy is doing great, I want you to ask yourself something. Great for who? Because it damn sure ain't the if you think
Nah, I don't hear people talking about the economy is great unless it's some politicians, right? I don't be hearing that shit. But yeah, man, from Strait of Hormuz, supply chain shock, and I think we're going through the real supply chain shock. I think the last one, that was a supply chain shock in 2022. But this one is the real one, right? We're gonna see it on this one, right? The real supply chain shock.
Somebody needs to explain to me why I can't afford this ground beef. I go into the supermarket, okay, because I'm looking for some ground beef for my lasagna and also for my spaghetti. I read the ground beef. Why is it $30? Who can afford that? And don't get me started on the chuck roast. The chuck roast is like $15 per pound. You guys, that is insane. What happened to groceries becoming more affordable? What the hell? That's an affordable lie. Like, I am so disgusted right now. Dinner canceled because I can't even afford the beef for the dang on lasagna.
Yep, man. Hey. Yeah. I'm gonna play a few more and then I'm gonna get up out of here. But I just couldn't get looking at the economy, bro. You can just come over to TikTok. Like I said, I'm new to TikTok and people feeling it, man. People feeling it.
Where's all this steak money going? They want $47 for this and it expires today. I was shocked when I found out the price difference from the farmer to the grocery stores. You see, the farmers aren't making $50 for a couple steaks. They get paid for the weight of the live animal. So that's what makes me wonder here is why aren't we taking better care of our farmers? We need our farmers. If you care about where your food comes from, give me a follow and leave a comment. We need to take better care of our farmers. Where's all this?
Yep, let me see what else.
So they're saying that the grocery price is about to go up some more because of this war, and I'm about to see if I can get back on a higher dose of my GLP-1 in, because clearly I just can't afford to be hungry no more. I don't know, like, I just don't get it, like, why the price of everything going up, wages not going up, like, what are we supposed to do? Are they just raising the price of everything? They want me to get a roommate? They want to force me to get married again? What's going on? What are we supposed to do? Does anybody know? Does anybody who is not a billionaire know what are we supposed to do? So they're saying that.
Yep. So it's a crisis, y'all. It's a crisis, and I don't think people cutting back. But I don't think people are like, they haven't submitted us into starving yet, So what happens when people start starving, right? I think people could still afford things. They just got to cut back. But I think this gets to a point where starvation starts to kick in. Let me see.
Hi guys, so currently I am in Las Vegas. And you may be coming to Vegas. Or you may have a trip plan.
No, not that.
Hi guys, so currently I am in.
All right, let me see. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I can't think of anything else that I can think of. What else is high? What name something else that's high out there, y'all? What else? We got food. We went over the gas. People, we already seen enough of the gas. I mean, that's pretty much. We get kind of tired of the gas prices. Food prices are high. What's something else that's something that is? Matter of fact, let's look at the prices of flights. Right? Are flights going up? flight prices, right? Are people complaining about the tickets of flights?
It's not just you. It does look like flying is getting more expensive. Looking at last-minute fares booked this week compared to last week, almost every U.S. airline was charging more than they were 7 days earlier. And you look year to year, everyone is up. American Airlines, a week ago, a last-minute fare on average was about $383. That jumped to $461.
Damn.
United saw a big jump, jumping from about $403 to $579. Spirit actually saw their fares go down a little bit, but pretty much every other airline was up week to week in those short-term bookings. What's driving that? It could be a couple of things. This is spring break, so last-minute fares may be higher because there's just fewer available seats. But this is all happening as jet fuel prices have surged, about double where they were a year ago, and they have climbed quickly because of the conflict in Iran. Jet fuel makes up about 30% of airline costs. So at some point, those costs are going to get passed on to flyers. And what that could mean for the summer is a much more expensive plane ticket. And of course, you have all of that uncertainty at the TSA checkpoints right now, making it a more expensive and less fun time to fly. Here's maybe some good news for flyers.
Yeah, Alicia. Flyers too, right? Prices going up on the flight. Everything, Alicia. Everything. Nothing is not going to be untouched by this economic crisis, right? Economic crisis is coming. 24 hours. We got 24 hours, and things are going to escalate, right? 24 hours. Let me see. I think that's going to be it, man. I think that's going to be it. I touched a lot, I went over the markets. I tied the markets into current events. That's part of my commentary that I like to do. I like to do some commentary on the overall headlines and stuff like that. And then how does it tie into the markets? Because everything ties into the markets. Everything comes back down to the money. $7.79 for diesel, $7.79 for diesel. What else going on? Let me see.
Before we started this war with Iran, I want to do a follow-up video about how my car is using twice as much gas as it was before.
Oh, have y'all noticed that? If y'all haven't been like traveling a little bit, is the gas that you're putting in your vehicle, is it not burning a little bit faster? I don't know. It could be conspiracy. I don't fucking know. But is the gas burning faster, right? Let's see.
Before we started this war with Iran. Now, you can all call me crazy and say there ain't no way possible. They're not putting water in the gas. They're doing something, okay? They're doing something. I drive a lot. I drive an hour to work. I drive an hour home from work. I fill my tank twice every week. It used to be $30 to fill it, so $30. And then on Wednesday, I fill it again. That lasts me the rest of the week. I fill my tank twice. Since this war in Iran started and the prices jumped up, now I fill my tank Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night. I fill it at the same time. It's about an eighth of the way, an eighth of a tank, and I fill it all the way till it clicks. The same gas station. The only difference is the fucking gas is more expensive. So you tell me I'm crazy? Why is my car burning more gas? The only logical explanation I can come up with is that there's either water in the gas, because I notice my car doesn't run as smooth as it did before. It doesn't idle the way it did before. And sometimes I swear to God, I stop and it almost sounds like my car is going to stall. Now I have a Toyota, it's reliable, it's never broke down. It runs good, hasn't broke down yet. But what I want to know is, why is my car going through the gas quicker? It's pretty easy to explain when I go from 2 tanks to 3 tanks, when I drive the same distance every single week for years. So you tell me what's up. Not only is it per gallon costing me more, now I got to put a whole nother fucking tank of fuel in my car. But why? Can someone explain this to me? Is there like magical gas, like a vapor that they put in it? Is it water? Is it like a cheaper version? Somebody tell me, because I don't know what the hell's going on. But no, I'm not losing my mind. This is the truth. 2 tanks to 3 tanks in a week.
Hey, conspiracy, man. Is there a conspiracy to fucking ruin your vehicles? Would they ever do that? I don't put nothing past nobody. They putting shit in the gas that can stall your shit out. You know what I'm saying? And you just bought something brand new, and that shit crazy. Or you got a newer vehicle and your shit start acting funny, and you've been maintaining it and taking care of it. Yeah, man. We don't know what we living in, right? Gas. But one thing that I'm one thing I'm paying attention to is this internet threat. You know what I'm saying? This is one thing. This is a thing. Iran is threatening to cut off the underwater cables, right? If we go ahead within 24 hours and attack whatever we're going to attack, Iran has threatened to pretty much cut off these underwater cables underneath the earth, underneath the ocean, that is connecting the internet globally. So we gonna see, y'all. We gonna see. If I'm not able to touch bases with y'all, we know why, right? We know why. 48 hours. This is not clickbait. Let's see.
Possibility of targeting the Bushehr nuclear power plant within that country. Now, the Iranians, World War III emergency update. My friends, we may only have 45 hours before this house of cards begins to fall, because Donald Trump just issued a shocking ultimatum to the Iranian government, even for his low standards. This is truly shocking. If he actually follows through with it, then this really is the beginning of the end of the world as we know it. Okay? So he has basically advised Iran that they need to cease in their blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, or else he is going to take down the entirety of that nation's power grid. And he didn't make any comments about distinguishing between civilian or military power systems, nor did he omit the possibility of targeting the Bushehr nuclear power plant within that country. Now, the Iranians, you would think that that might have shooken their resolve. Not one bit. In fact, they've pushed back even more aggressively. They have stated that if Trump does what he plans on doing in the next 45 hours, I guess, because it was about 3 hours ago when he made the tweet, then they are going to take out systematically all of the desalination plants, all of the natural gas power plants, because 70 to 80% of the Gulf states is powered by natural gas power stations. That includes the power stations within Israel, oil and gas industry across the region. They're going to go lights out, scorched earth. And we're talking about 45 hours. And the messaging was very unambiguous, and it is very temporally bound. Donald Trump specified that if this doesn't happen to the minute within 48 hours, we are going to end your power grid. And he specified that it would be only a half an hour. Now, is he talking about a cyber attack? Is he talking about an EMP? Is he talking about kinetic attacks? Are there sleeper cells on the ground in Iran? These are all questions that, of course, are going to need answers. This could be something hinting at the use of nuclear weapons in the form of high-altitude, low radiation weapons that could essentially bring down the power grid. And the Iranians are saying, well, we have some secret weapons, too, that can bring down the entirety of the grid in the same period of time. So are we seeing veiled nuclear threats here, back and forth? I mean, are the markets just going to completely crash next week? And is oil going to go to $500 a barrel? Because you need to understand something. The Saudis have expelled all Iranian diplomats. They've given them a 24-hour window to get out of the country. That is really the biggest news of the day, because that means that Saudis are about to enter the war. And when that happens, the Houthis are going to enter the war, and they're going to enter it asymmetrically, and they're going to start.
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? That pretty much aligns with what I've been talking about for the markets. Are these markets, which are staged, are they about to come down? And hey, we're already forecasting that these markets are going to sell off, right? We're already forecasting that. So I think that's going to be it for tonight, man. Y'all keep your head on the swivel, right? Watch these markets. Continue to watch these markets. Like I said, if y'all want to tap in with me, y'all come over and subscribe to my YouTube first. Subscribe. If you're brand new, subscribe. All right? That's the number one thing you do. When you subscribe to my channel, you know, I got a lot of trading content, right? A lot of trading content. I'm just now doing these commentary videos But you come over to courses. I'm doing a continuous course right now, and you come over here. You can check these courses out, right? Check these courses out. You can get a fundamental understanding of what I'm going through when I do these videos, right? And I got even more, so y'all can come to my channel and look at that. Subscribe to the channel. Come over here to Patreon. I got the link in the YouTube description. Sign up to the Patreon if y'all want to get coaching or video lessons or courses pertaining to trading and day trading, right? Also, come over here and follow me on X. Come over here and follow me on my X channel or my X page, right? That's my X page right there. Y'all subscribe to me on X. Other than that, man, I appreciate y'all joining. I'm going to get back with y'all on the next video or the live stream to keep up with the updates. If anything happens, right, I'm going to give you the update. We're going to watch it. I'm going to be looking for the market. I'm going to look at the market. I'm going to tell you, hey, it's doing this. It's doing that. But I'm going to be the first one to let y'all know. You already know how I get down with this. So appreciate y'all joining. And I'll get back with y'all on the next live stream. Peace out.